Chapter 3:18. Thank you for your help these days, he said to Sanguzi, who was next to him. His voice was weak. We've been friends for decades. There is no need to be so polite. Sanguzi waved his hand. It's just that my ability is limited. If Wang Yao was here, you might have recovered by more than half. Well, I also want to see that young man. Zhou Wui calmed his breathing. He really wanted to thank Wang Yao in person. After all, his life was saved by Wang Yao. I heard from Xiao Xiong that he opened a clinic. Oh, then we should send someone to take a look. While the two were talking, Zhou Xiong was giving his son a massage. He was using this simple method Wang Yao taught him to massage the acupoints. In fact, the effect was very good. His son's arms had begun to grow. They were no longer as dry as before. The skin on his arms had also become elastic. He could even do some simple movements, such as bending, lifting the shoulders, and moving his fingers. These are things that he would not even dare to think about in the past. How do you feel? Not bad, Zhou Wukong said with a smile. His spirit was getting better and better. Well, pack your things. We will leave for Lianshan tomorrow. Looking for Uncle Wang? Yes. Okay. As soon as he heard that he was looking for Wang Yao, Zhou Wukong was very happy. He did not know why, but he had a special feeling of closeness with that young uncle. He hoped that after this trip, Dr. Wang could completely cure Kang's disease. This time, Zhou Xiong made up his mind. He would not come back until he was sure that his son's disease was not cured. This time, he came back to see his uncle because he had something to do at home. The second reason was that the treatment fee was high, so he came back to prepare some money. They did not have much to prepare. After they were ready, he went to tell his father. Wait a minute, Mr. Sang is here. He also wants to go to Lianshan to see Dr. Wang. He is going to. Yes, I will arrange 2 people to go with him. Make sure that Mr. Sang is safe on the way. Yes. Early in the morning, the sky was drizzling. This year's weather was slightly abnormal. After the beginning of autumn, the rain seemed to be more frequent. Wang Yao was on his way to hike. Wei Hai had already arranged for someone to meet with Zhao Senator Wang. Yao had already made preparations for this unknown social figure. If he was a threat, he had to eliminate him as soon as possible. Brother Hu, what brings you here? Zhao Sun had his signature smile on his face, but those who knew him well knew that this did not mean that he was easy to talk to. It was very likely that he would stab you in the back with a smile on his face. Someone wants to see you. What time? How about today? I'll set up a table. The one who spoke to Zhao Sun was a burly, bald man. He looked to be in his 40s and had a mustache at the corner of his mouth. How can I let you spend so much money? How about this? Tell me the place, and I'll set it up at the table to get to know some friends. That's great. Son, I like this kind of character. The burly man slammed the table and said. Also in hike, Wang Yao had already arrived and met with Wei Hai. I asked a friend of mine to make an appointment with Zhao Senator. Let's have lunch together. Okay. While they were talking, Wei Hai's friend called. You're calling. Hello, it's me. No problem. I've chosen the place. Wang Yao looked at the time. It was only a little over 10 p.m. There was still some time before 11 p.m. Is the place far away? It's very close. Let's go and have a look first. Shanghai Hotel was a relatively famous hotel in hike. In a private room, 2 people were sitting. They were Zhao Sun and the burly man. Each of them had 2 men standing behind them. Brother Hu, can you give us a hint? Which gang are you from? You'll know when you see him. The more the man said so, the more Zhao Sun felt unsure. The man in front of him was not someone to be trifled with. A few years ago, he was very popular and was one of the few bosses of the underworld forces in hike. However, in recent years, he had changed his business to logistics. He did not do as many things as he wanted to. However, Elder Hu was still a powerful man. To be honest, Zhao Sun was still his junior. I haven't messed with anyone recently. He really could not remember. Forget it. Let's talk about it when they arrive. More than 10 minutes later, Wang Yao and Wei Hai arrived outside Shanghai Hotel. Is it here? Yes. Wei Hai made a phone call to confirm the room number. Then, he and Wang Yao went to the 2nd floor of the hotel. In the private room, Zhao Sun was talking to Song Hu. The door opened, and 2 people came in. He did not know the first person, but he knew the second person very well. He had been helping to investigate this person recently. Damn, isn't this Wang Yao? A few days ago, he had just sent someone to make trouble for Wang Yao. Now, Wang Yao came to find him so quickly. He had a lot of connections. Let me introduce you. Mr. Wei, the boss of Dongxing Company. Dongxing Company? Zhao Sun was stunned again. As a Hike resident, he knew about this company that had been developing rapidly in recent years. This company's seafood and related processing business was quite big. It could be ranked in the top few in Hike. This is Dr. Wang. Hello, Mr. Wei. Hello, Dr. Wang. I'm Zhao Senator, you can call me Sun Zi. Hello. Hello, Senior. Wang Yao shook hands with him with a faint smile on his face. No, Zhao Sun hurriedly said. Since Wang Yao had come to find him, he knew what he meant. This was a typical case of a punitive expedition. Ah, this table of food is not delicious. You guys go out first. Seeing that everyone was present, Song-hu asked the two doormen standing behind him to leave. You guys go out too, Zhao Sun said to the two young men behind him. Soon, only the four of them were left in the private room. Waiter, please serve the dishes. The dishes were served quickly. Because they were in a seaside city, the dishes were mainly local seafood. The wine was in blue and white porcelain. They ate and drank. Zhao Sun was the one who treated them, but he was still worried. Who could he reason with? After drinking a few glasses of wine, Zhao Sun became more courageous. Brother, who? Mr. Wei and Dr. Wang. If you need me to do anything, just say the word. I'll do it. Sun Zi, you are so straightforward, Song-hu said. Then I have something to ask you, Wang Yao said. Go ahead. A few days ago, you sent a few men to spy on my house. Why? Sure enough, it was about this. Zhao Sun lowered his head and pondered, thinking about how to answer. About this? Song was also thinking about what to say. In the past few years, he had been less involved in these matters. The reason why he stepped forward this time was also because of Wei Hai. In the past, this CEO Wei had taken care of him a few times, and in recent years, he had been working in the logistics field. Wei Hai Seafood Company had given him a considerable amount of logistics shipments, and he had earned a lot. In this day and age where money was everything, he had to stand up for the other party. Here's the thing. A child from G found me and paid me to arrange someone to look for you. I really didn't mean anything else. I just did what I was paid to do. He arranged for you to look for my house. Yes, he didn't ask me to do anything else. By the way, he also asked me to check what you do and whether you have done anything illegal. Well, interesting. Wang Yao smiled after hearing that. A young master who often did things that violated the law asked a member of society who often violated the law to investigate a law-abiding citizen. Why did it sound so ironic? Is there nothing else? Yes, I also investigated your family, Zhao Sun said. Family? Wang Yao frowned. Good, very good. Very good. Wang Yao's face was as calm as autumn water, but his heart was burning with anger. Son, no matter what happened in the past, this matter ends here. Wang Yao was rarely serious. Yes, Zhao Sun hurriedly said. He wanted Wang Yao to say so. It would give him a way out. No problem. I promise this matter will end here, Zhao Sun said and drank up a glass of white wine. Okay, Song-hu said. Wang Yao had achieved the purpose of this trip. What happened next would depend on the extent of He Qixing's investigation. Chapter 319. After they left, Zhao Sun hurriedly found an excuse to leave. Not only did the meal cost him a few thousand yuan, but it also became a kind of apology wine. He rarely encountered such a humiliating situation. Just now, he was suppressing the anger in his stomach. If he stayed here any longer, he would probably suffer from internal injuries. Are we just going to let it go? Asked Wei Hai. Forget it. He's just an errand boy, said Wang Yao with a smile. The point was that Zhao Sun had not caused any harm to his family for the time being. Seeking revenge for the smallest grievance was not a solution, and it was not in line with Wang Yao's character. But then again, Zhao Sun's health is not very good, said Wang Yao with a smile. Well, I don't think so. I saw that he was quite forthright when he was drinking. Yes, but that's just on the surface. If it goes on like this, he will vomit blood in less than 2 months, Wang Yao said. From the moment he saw Zhao Sun, he had paid a little attention to him. It was not a big deal when he noticed that Zhao Sun had an unmentionable disease and it was quite serious. Oh, Song who had not left, looked at the young man in front of him with a strange look. From the moment he came in with Wei Hai, he vaguely found a problem. Mr. Wei seemed to care a lot about this young man and faintly respected him, which showed that this young man's identity was not simple. "Thank you, Brother Hu," said Wang Yao to Song Hu. "You're welcome," said Song Hu hurriedly. "If Dr. Wang needs anything in the future, just let me know." He still needed to rely on Wei Hai to make a living, so he could not be careless at this time. Okay. The three of them walked downstairs while talking and happened to meet a person coming over. "Hey, Dr. Wang." The person took the initiative to greet Wang Yao. "Hello, Director Li," said Wang Yao with a smile. Wang Yao had seen this person several times. He was the secretary of the municipal party secretary, Yang Haichuan. "Who is this?" Wei Hai did not know this person, but Song Hu had seen him before. "Are you here for dinner?" Secretary Li asked Wang Yao. "Yes, I'm done." After exchanging a few pleasantries, they went about their own business. "Who was that?" Song Hu asked, even though he already knew the answer. Secretary Li, working for the municipal party committee, Wang Yao said. "It really is him." "Municipal party committee?" Wei Hai was stunned. "You sure know a lot of people." "We've only met a few times," Wang Yao said honestly. After saying goodbye to Wei Hai and Song Hu, he drove back to Lianshan County. "Director Wei, that Director Li is the secretary of the municipal party secretary," Song Hu said to Wei Hai. "Municipal party secretary?" Wei Hai was also stunned. "Yes." "Oh," Wei Hai replied calmly. "Yeah, that's the municipal party secretary." "Why is your expression so calm?" Song Hu was very surprised. Could it be that he knew beforehand? In fact, Wei Hai didn't know the relationship between Wang Yao and the municipal party secretary. However, he knew that Wang Yao had been to Beijing some time ago and treated some of the big shots in Beijing. Compared to him, the municipal party secretary was really nothing. "Thank you so much this time." "You're welcome." After exchanging a few words with Song Hu, Wei Hai took his leave. Next, they would have to wait for the news from He Qixing. In the afternoon, when Wang Yao returned home, he was surprised to find that his sister had also come back. "What's the situation? Is the unit on holiday?" "Nothing. I suddenly received a notice to go to G City for training," Wang Ru said. "G City? When?" Wang Yao couldn't help but think about it. At this time, it had to be G City. "I'll go on Friday." "Who else is in your unit?" "Just me," Wang Ru said. You agree?" "No, I specifically asked around. I'm the only one in hike. I think it's a bit strange, but I've called the provincial office." The provincial office of agriculture has indeed organized a training class, but most of the people are transferred from places like G City and Dao City. "It seems that I'm the only one in hike," Wang Ru said. This was also the reason why she didn't immediately agree. Was God so kind to her that he wanted her? "You were specifically asked to go?" "Yes." That's really strange." "Sister, have you been in contact with any high-ranking officials recently?" "No. The most important leader I've been in contact with is the director of our bureau. He doesn't have the ability to do that, does he?" "Definitely not." "So, do you think I should go or not?" "Wait a minute. I'll ask someone." Afterward, Wang Yao called He Qixing and explained the situation. He Qixing said that he would give him a reply that day. "Wait, my friend will give me a reply soon." In the evening, He Qixing called. "There is such a training class in the provincial office. There are 3 places in hike. Your sister's name wasn't originally there. Someone added her name at the last minute." "Who added her name?" "The director of the agricultural office in charge of this training. Someone said hello to him." Wang Yao asked immediately. "You don't say there was." "Who?" "Li Yaosheng." "What's his relationship with Li Xiaoyang?" "He's his father." "Haha." Wang Yao laughed. "I see. Thank you." After seeing Wang Yao come out of the room, Wang Ru immediately asked, "How is it?" "It's a trap. They're using you as bait." "Bait you?" "Yes." Wang Yao nodded. "What should we do?" "Reject it," Wang Yao said very decisively. If they were in hike, Wang Yao could turn the tables on them. However, they were in G. He didn't have reliable foreign aid to rely on. It was the opponent's territory. He couldn't let his sister come into contact with any danger, even if it was just a possibility. "Okay," Wang Ru said. "Who did you offend?" Wang Ru didn't forget to ask curiously. A scumbag. A scumbag. You didn't teach him a lesson? Sigh. Your brother is too soft-hearted. Wang Yao sighed softly. A bodhisattva's heart and thunderbolt means. Wang Ru clenched her small fist and pretended to be serious. Hey, I didn't know. Wang Yao was surprised. Well, I won't chat with you anymore. Let's get ready to eat. While eating, Wang Yao was also thinking about this matter. Obviously, he had a feud with the Li family. They would never give up so easily. Although he was in hike now and the Li family was beyond their reach, it was easy to dodge a spear in the open, but difficult to guard against a stab in the dark. Perhaps the Li family would come up with some tricks again. Therefore, Wang Yao was considering whether he should take the initiative to attack. What are you thinking about? Nothing. I'll completely deal with that scumbag and solve this matter. Wang Yao said bluntly. Don't do anything illegal. It's okay. I know. After eating, Wang Yao went out and went up to Nanshan Hill. It was almost the summer season. In addition, there had been several consecutive rains in the past few days. Therefore, the weather was still cool. Wang Yao sat in the yard and looked at the sky. San Xian was lying next to him. San Xian, if someone always wants to frame you, what would you do? Woof, woof. San Xian bared his teeth. Bite him? Yes. I have to make him feel pain and fear. Wang Yao said very calmly. He is in a high position in the health department. His butt is definitely not clean, Wang Yao whispered to himself. The Xiaoyang alone wouldn't be able to do anything. What made him so capable was the family behind him, his father. I'll start with him. In Lianshan County, Agriculture Bureau. What? You're not going? The leaders in the bureau were very surprised. It was a rare opportunity to go to G City this time. It might not even happen once in a few years. This time, it was personally appointed by the higher-ups. Yet this person refused to go just like that. Well, I still have something to do at home. I'll be away for more than 10 days. It's better to give this opportunity to someone more capable, Wang Ru said with noble character and unquestionable integrity. Okay, I got it. You can go out first. Thank you, Director. The old director waved his hand. In G City. What? She refused? Yes. She said she has something to do at home. What a coincidence. Don't tell me she heard some news. It's impossible. This is G City, not Hike. Besides, only Lao Sun knows about this. He also told him. He thought Wang Ru was a relative of our family. Forget it. Let's put this aside first, Li Yaoxing said. So, we're just going to let it go? Li Xiaoyang was not happy. It was not easy to come up with such a plan. Chapter 320. Let's put this aside for now. There's no hurry, Li Yaoxing said. Why is there no hurry? Li Xiaoyang had put taking revenge on Wang Yao as his top priority. He was thinking about it when he was eating. He was also thinking about how to torture Wang Yao when he was dreaming. He made Wang Yao kneel down and beg for mercy. Now, he suddenly asked him to wait. How long would he have to wait? He couldn't wait for a day. He had to be heedy every day. If he waited any longer, he might get sick. Li Yaoxing glared at his son. If it had been in the past, he would have slapped him. Now, looking at his son's appearance as a heavy smoker, although he was full of anger, he had to hold it in. He was afraid that he couldn't help but slap him and kill him. Ah, how did I raise a son like you? Li Yaoxing sighed helplessly. Some people were heroes, but their sons were too deceptive. They could only look up at the sky and sigh. He regretted giving birth to him. The sun was shining in the morning. It was the end of August. It was considered autumn. It was a little hot at noon, but the mornings and evenings were cool. On Nanshan Hill, in the spiritual battle array, Wang Yao had prepared all kinds of herbs and was ready to decoct the muscle revitalization powder. Red petrolatum, huangdan powder, licorice, fritillary, everlasting grass, lingshanji, and angelica. The sun was high in the sky. The yang qi was very strong. The spirit gathering array, on the other hand, was like a gentle breeze. Crackle. The firewood was burning. Wang Yao added some firewood from time to time. He then looked at the changes in the multifunctional pot for herbs. The herbs were added one after another. Everlasting grass calmed the 5 internal organs and made up for loss. Lingshanji dispelled evil and evil spirits grew muscles, and stopped pain. These two were the most important herbs. They were ranked in the middle of the licorice roots. After Ling Shanji was added, the decoction began to thicken. Then, Guiyuan was added to balance the yin and yang. It was not the first time he had made this decoction. Every time he decocted it, he was very careful. Every time he made it, there would be a little new knowledge. It was the same principle as reading and revisiting the old and learning the new. At noon, the decoction was finally ready. There were still 2 bottles. One bottle was as thick as the lung, nourishing fritillary. The other bottle was diluted. This medicine was prepared for Su Xiaoxue. After finishing one, he still had to brew another one. Wang Yao got up and stretched his body. He raised his head and looked outside. Well, it's time for lunch. As soon as Wang Yao went down the mountain, he found someone sneaking around outside his clinic. It was a young man in his 20s. He was dressed decently, but why was he leaning on the wall and looking inside? Hey, what are you doing? The young man turned around and gave Wang Yao a fright. It turned out that the young man had a huge scar on his face. He didn't know what caused it, but it was wrinkled like dry tree bark. It would be better if it grew on other places, but it just had to grow on his face. It made people feel scared just by looking at it. Hello, I'm here to look for someone, the young man said, a little embarrassed. Looking for someone? Who? Find a Dr. Wang. Dr. Wang. Why are you looking for him? Wang Yao was stunned. Is this person looking for me? To see a doctor? What's wrong with him? Wang Yao looked at the young man closely. He was full of confidence and spirit. His eyes were bright, and he didn't seem to be sick. Well, this scar on my face. He pointed at the scar on his face, which was the size of a baby's palm. Well, is it a congenital birthmark? Wang Yao asked half-jokingly. What birthmark? It was burned. I heard that Dr. Wang's medical skills are amazing, so I came to see him, the young man said in a deep voice. Amazing medical skills? Where did you hear that from? I heard it from someone else, the young man said. Well, come in and talk. Wang Yao opened the door with a smile. You are Dr. Wang? The young man looked very surprised. Yes. Hello, I am Yao Shan, 28 years old. I live in Willow Ditch Village in Riverside Town. The young man began to introduce himself. Stop, you don't have to be so detailed. The young man entered the clinic. He felt the decoration of the small courtyard was very delicate. Do you want to remove the scar? After entering the room and sitting down, Wang Yao asked. Yes. Yao Shan nodded. Because of the scar, his life was full of ups and downs. He had a degree, but it was difficult to find a job. He couldn't find a girlfriend. No one was willing to marry a person with a big scar on his face. Moreover, his family was not very rich. In fact, if one looked carefully, the young man was quite good-looking. He had thick eyebrows, big eyes, and a high nose. It was the scar that completely ruined his original appearance. Let me see. Wang Yao looked carefully at the scar on the left side of his cheek. The location of the burn was a bit coincidental. Didn't you go to a regular hospital to have it checked? Medical methods were so advanced now. Some scars could be removed. Yes, but there was no way. In fact, Yao Shan was lying. He had gone to a hospital in Shanghai. The doctor there was more confident, but the treatment fee was a bit high. He hesitated for a long time and gave up. Well, you can leave me your contact information. I still need to think about how to treat your disease, Wang Yao said after carefully checking for a while. Okay, thank you. Last question. Please ask. Did you hear that I can treat patients? Wang Yao stared at Yao Shan and asked. Well, I can't tell you, Yao Shan said. Forget it. You can go back first. Don't tell anyone that you came here to see a doctor for the time being. Wang Yao waved his hand with a smile. Thank you. Yao Shan got up to express his gratitude and left. After Yao Shan left, Wang Yao took out his notebook and recorded the patient situation. The burn on the face was very obvious. The wound had healed, but the skin and the muscles below could not return to their original state. This was the first time Wang Yao had encountered such a disease. Su Xiaoxue's ulcerated skin was due to internal causes. It was different from this purely external injury. This treatment is a bit difficult. If he had come here at the beginning of the burn, he might have been able to treat it with special medicine, such as muscle revitalization powder. That way, the effect would have been better. Now that the wound had healed by itself, it would be impossible for the wound to recover to its original state unless the wound was treated with special treatment. Should I reopen it? Wang Yao wrote down a few of his ideas in the notebook. During lunch, Wang Yao received a call from Zhou Xiong. He had come to Lianshan County with his son. There was also a special guest, Sanguzi, who asked if he was free the next day to visit. Yes, I am free. Welcome, Wang Yao hurriedly replied. He did not expect Sanguzi to come. He admired Sanguzi's medical skills and medical ethics very much. In the afternoon, Pan Jun suddenly came. When he arrived, Wang Yao was in the clinic. Why did you bring anything? Seeing the things in Pan Jun's hands, Wang Yao was not used to it. Hey, just some small things. Pan Jun put the things down with a smile. Are you not on duty today? No. What's wrong? Wang Yao could tell that Pan Jun was not in a good mood. Do you remember the patient who came to see you last time? Yes, what's wrong? During the re-examination, it was found that there was a tumor in his body. That's good, Wang Yao said. He remembered that the tumor in the patient's abdomen was early. If it was treated in time, it was possible to control the spread of the tumor. That patient is having surgery in our clinic. The county hospital, Wang Yao was a little surprised. It was not that he looked down on the county hospital. In fact, as a county hospital, this hospital's medical skills were ranked first in the county. However, its medical standards were actually limited. In the county, people with serious diseases generally went to the nearest Zhu city for treatment. Some people went back to Wei City. In short, very few people were in the county, let alone surgery to remove a tumor. If I'm not wrong, very few patients with this kind of disease are treated in your clinic, right? Yes, there is chemotherapy, but surgery is rare. No, this has nothing to do with you, right? Chapter 321. Originally, it had nothing to do with me, but I know the medical conditions of our hospital very well. I also have a rough idea of the level of those guys. I really don't have the confidence to perform this kind of surgery, so I said a few words and made some people unhappy. Oh, you're too honest, Wang Yao said with a smile. No, it's reality. From the patient's point of view, the risk factor for them to receive the relevant treatment here is higher. After all, we lack the relevant experience here, so it's better to go to a big hospital. Based on our situation here, because of the lack of experience, the possibility of medical accidents is higher. For these surgeries that we don't have confidence in, we should reject them, Pan Jun explained. But have you ever thought about it? This is a vicious circle. Why did some hospitals in small places have fewer patients? It was because the medical standard were poor. Why was it bad? It was because there were fewer patients. Correspondingly, there was less experience, and so on. This was a vicious circle. I know, but what can we do? You can ask some experts from big hospitals to come over and guide you. Don't the hospital regularly send people to the big hospitals nearby for further studies? Yes, I also went to G for further studies, but the time was short and the effect was limited. The fundamental problem is the lack of a healthy system, Pan Jun said. These things are not something we can change. Have some tea. Wang Yao poured a cup of tea for Pan Jun with a smile. He could see that Pan Jun was not in a good mood today. Ah, I forgot about it. I came here to ask for your help. What kind of help? What else can it be? I just want to see a patient, Pan Jun said with a smile. Your relative? A friend? Is he reliable? No problem. What kind of illness? It's a little hard to say, Pan Jun said after thinking for a moment. Erectile dysfunction. What? Wang Yao was stunned. Erectile dysfunction. I'm a man. Ah, Wang Yao responded. This illness. What are you laughing at? Did you agree? Pan Jun asked when he saw Wang Yao just smiling. Let me think about it. Wang Yao was not in a hurry to agree. Well, you have to hurry up. I have a friend who doesn't get along well with his wife. They're asking for a divorce. Got it. After chatting with Wang Yao for a while, Pan Jun finally left after venting some of his unhappiness. In the room, Wang Yao was thinking about whether to accept this patient. This illness was worth a try. That was what he thought. When Pan Jun returned home, he saw a message from Wang Yao. It's done. He clapped his hands happily. The next morning, Wang Yao was ready and waiting for the arrival of old Mr. Sang and Zhou Xiong and his son. It's here. This was the first time Sanguzi had come to this mountain village. He looked around and imagined the road conditions along the way. Wang Yao is quite patient, Wang Yao said. No matter what he did, it was extremely rare to be able to focus and endure loneliness. Yes, it was Zhou Xiong's first time seeing a medical center after it was built. This medical center is very beautiful, he exclaimed. Yes, she is beautiful, Mr. Sang agreed. The three of them entered the small courtyard. Huh. Sanguzi was a little surprised after taking a closer look. Battle array? You also know this? Wang Yao's voice came from the room. He heard the sound of the door opening. He came out and saw the three of them. Welcome. Sorry to disturb you. Please come in. Before entering the small courtyard, Sanguzi carefully looked at the arrangement of plants and trees in the small courtyard. Battle array was a legendary thing. He didn't expect to see it in this small courtyard. What kind of battle array is this? A simple small battle array. It can strengthen the circulation of air and improve the local environment. Wang Yao smiled and made them tea. Please have some tea. Thank you. Sanguzi took a sip of the tea. The fragrance lingered in his mouth. It was really good tea. Good tea. You flatter me. The tea that Wang Yao brewed was made by Master Su Maosheng in Riverside Town. He picked the tea leaves from the mountain a few months ago around the Qingming festival. There is nothing to serve you here. There's a pot of tea and a few bunches of grapes. They are all homegrown. Have a taste. Well, okay. They were amazed by the grapes that Wang Yao grew. How is Kang's recovery? It's quite good. Look. As Zhou Wukong spoke, he rolled up his sleeves. It could be seen that his arms had luster and elasticity. It was close to the skin of a normal person. He was no longer as skinny and lifeless as when he first came to Lianshan County. Wang Yao gave him a careful examination. He was indeed much better. Most of the blocked channels and collaterals in his arms had been cleared. This meant that Wang Yao was one step closer to completing the task of intractable diseases. Very good. You are recovering well. It's all thanks to Dr. Wang's medicine and the massage method that he taught me. Zhou Xiong said. Since he returned to Cangzhou, he had been giving his son a massage every day. He followed the method that Wang Yao taught him without any tricks or changes. That was why the effect was so good. You're welcome. It's all thanks to Dr. Sang. If I'm not wrong, Dr. Sang must have often treated Kong with acupuncture when he was in Cangzhou, Wang Yao said. Yes, it's all thanks to Dr. Sang, Zhou Xiong said. Ah, Dr. Sang smiled and waved his hand. I will decoct a medicine in the next few days and give it to Kong. Thank you. After that, Wang Yao gave Zhou Wukong a massage. He did the process very slowly. Zhou Xiong and Sanguzi, who were next to him, watched very carefully. I admire you. After it was over, Dr. Sang said 2 words. Wang Yao's accuracy in identifying the acupoints during the massage was beyond his imagination. Dr. Wang's acupuncture technique must be superb, right? Dr. Sang suddenly said. The most important thing in acupuncture was to identify the acupoints accurately. This was also the most difficult thing to master. After all, the distribution of the acupoints in the human body could not be seen with the naked eye. It required knowledge and practice over time. Very few people were willing to do these things nowadays. This was also one of the reasons why Chinese medicine was declining. Ha! Wang Yao just smiled. Superb? He was just at the beginning of his journey. Okay, where do you live, Dr. Sang? Lianshan County. Well, I'll treat you tonight. How can that be? Why not? You're a guest from afar. Listen to me. Okay. Sanguzi did not say anything after hearing that. After seeing them off, Wang Yao immediately booked a private room at Taihua Hotel. He then called Li Mao Shuang and the others. Since it was a welcome party, it would be more lively if more people were invited. Mom, I'm going to Lianshan County. I won't be back for dinner tonight. Okay. During lunch, Wang Yao said goodbye to his family. In the afternoon, he went up the hill again to tidy up the herbal field. At around 4 p.m., he drove to Lianshan County and went to Wang Mingbao's clinic. It's rare to see you here. Wang Mingbao smiled when he saw him. Since he had opened the clinic, he had been coming out less and less. Have you booked a place? Yes, Taihua Hotel. Have some tea. Wang Yao stayed at Wang Mingbao's clinic until around 5 p.m. Then, he went to Tai Hua Hotel with him. In fact, the food in this hotel was only average. The taste was not even comparable to some small restaurants. In terms of luxury, it was one of the best. As for entertaining friends, especially friends who came from afar, and some of them were elders, the standard of a small restaurant was not good. So, Wang Yao chose this restaurant. At 6 o'clock, everyone had arrived. Wang Yao introduced them to each other. The food was served quickly. There was nothing special, but the wine was good. Everyone at the table drank to their heart's content. Even Mr. Sang drank a few glasses. Mr. Sang, how long will you stay in Lianshan County this time? I'm going to leave tomorrow. So soon? Yes. I came here specifically to see you and your clinic, Mr. Sang said. Thank you. Feeling the genuine friendship and care of Mr. Sang, Wang Yao was very sincere. Nowadays, it's rare to settle down and learn these things. Chapter 3:22. Well, Wang Yao was aware of this. Chinese medicine was on the decline and was completely suppressed by Western medicine. Old bones like us don't have many years left to live. Now that I think about it carefully, I just hope that someone can carry on this matter, Mr. Sang said with some emotion. At his age, he was able to see things clearly. He was able to see things further. He was no longer a person or a sect. This kind of broad-mindedness was very rare. Your body is still strong, Zhou Xiong said with a smile. Ha! Sang Guzi laughed and waved his hand. I know my body best. After all, he was an old man in his 70s. Although he paid attention to his daily health because of his knowledge of medicine, his body was aging. Any kind of health care would only delay the aging. In the end, it would not be able to withstand the erosion of time. During dinner, Mr. Sang was very talkative. He talked about a lot of things. However, there were very few things related to Chinese medicine. Most of them were old stories and experiences. This made Wang Yao and the others feel quite emotional. After dinner, everyone dispersed. Sang Guzi stopped Wang Yao and then took out a book from his carry-on bag. It was a new book. This is a gift for you. A gift? Wang Yao took it and had a look. It was a medical book. The name was a bit strange. Sang Yao medical book. This is... Wang Yao vaguely guessed something. Your book? Yes. Has it been published? Not yet. I just tried to print a few copies. Congratulations, then. Wang Yao remembered hearing Mr. Sang say that this was his last dream. It was about to come true. Thank you. I have to thank you properly, Sang Guzi said. Wang Yao's explanation of the ancient for methods of diagnosis was a great inspiration to him. You are too polite. Thank you for the gift. I like it very much. Wang Yao was speaking from the bottom of his heart. Such a book was a pile of paper in the eyes of those who did not understand. They could not understand it even if they read it. However, to Wang Yao, it was a precious thing. It recorded the experiences of the old man in front of him. This book should be the summary of his life's medical practice. It's good that you like it. I hope you can create your own world in this field. Thank you. I will work hard. Wang Yao sent Mr. Sang to the hotel and then drove home. After parking the car, he saw that the lights in the house were still on. He went in to say hello to his parents and gave them a massage before going up Nanshan Hill. It was already past 10 o'clock at night when he went up Nanshan Hill. However, he did not feel sleepy at all. With the lights on, he picked up the medical book that Sang Guzi gave him and studied it attentively. In the preface of the book, he saw a paragraph expressing his gratitude to a person. This person did not mention his name. He only mentioned the word pharmacist. He expressed his sincere gratitude to this person. It was because of this that the book was named Sang Yao's medical book, which sounded a bit strange. You are too polite. Wang Yao naturally knew that the person thanked in the preface was himself. He could not help but admire the old man's breadth of mind. The content of the book was very rich. It included medical analysis, prescription, acupuncture, and most of the content of traditional Chinese medicine. It was a rare medical book. Wang Yao could not bear to put down. He did not remember the time until it was past 1 o'clock in the morning. He carefully put the book away, washed up, turned off the lights, and went to sleep. The next day, Wang Yao got up very early. The sky was a bit gloomy. He went to the rock on the top of the mountain to practice boxing, as usual. He looked into the distance and saw a person moving on the rock. It was sometimes fast and sometimes slow. He could hear some sounds as if something broke through the air when he got closer. He could still see the person moving, but he could not see his hands and feet clearly because his movements were too fast. This seemed to violate the profound meaning of slow fighting fast in Tai Chi. This was another kind of profound meaning in the boxing book. Open. He punched out. There was a crack, which sounded like a thunderclap. It was a rather strange sound. Wang Yao let out a long sigh of relief. He guided the Qi, stopped practicing, and went down the mountain. As soon as he entered the medicine garden, he heard a phone call. It was Pan Jun who called to ask about yesterday. About your friend? Yes. I'm free today. I'll take him there in the morning. After a few words, it was decided that he would meet Pan Jun's friend in the morning. He had a strange disease that was hard to talk about. He walked around the medicine garden and looked carefully. After making sure there was no problem, Wang Yao went down the mountain and waited in the clinic. At about 10 o'clock in the morning, Pan Jun and his friend arrived at the clinic on time. His friend was about 185 meters tall, and he was very muscular. This is Dr. Wang, and this is my friend, Chen Wei. Hello, Dr. Wang. Hello. After he sat down, Wang Yao took his pulse for him to see. What? You have an injury in your waist? Yes, Chen Wei replied. He was a loyal man. He had been injured in his waist to help a friend. The man in front of him looked strong. In fact, he had the root cause of the disease because the meridians in his waist were damaged. Do you sometimes urinate blood? Wang Yao asked. Yes. Chen Wei hurriedly replied. You also have a problem with your kidney. The kidney was the foundation of congenital development. If this organ was not good, a considerable part of the body's function would be affected and problems would occur. I'll prescribe you medicine. Astragalus, velvet antler, eukamia, wolfberry. After writing the prescription, Wang Yao took the medicine according to the prescription in the medicine cabinet. One course of treatment, 10 days. There's another one who needs to take the medicine. Wang Yao prescribed a medicine for him. The main point was to dredge the meridians. This place needs a hot compress. Wang Yao pointed at his waist. That was where he had been injured. Do you feel cold sometimes? Yes, even in the dog days of summer. It will feel cold here, Chen Wei said in surprise. He put away his previous contempt for the young doctor. He could see so many things just by checking the pulse. This doctor was really a person with real ability, as Pan Jun said. Then, Wang Yao wrote down some things to pay attention to in life. If he was sick, he needed to take medicine and recuperate. Done. Thank you. Chen Wei happily paid the money. Pan Jun chatted with Wang Yao for a while. After Chen Wei left first, he stayed and said a few more words to him. Dr. Wang, is my friend's illness serious? He's about to get a divorce. Of course it's serious. Wang Yao joked with a smile. It's still not too late to treat him now. It will be more troublesome if it's later. Okay, thank you. I'm leaving. Take care. Pan Jun went out and got in the car. His friend asked him about it. Hey, Dr. Wang said it can be cured. He was having a headache because of this. His wife was always unhappy at home because of this. They could not carry on with their married life. How could they communicate and improve their relationship? If this went on, they would really divorce. Just follow the prescription. It's absolutely no problem. Pan Jun said with a smile. That's good, that's good. If it really works, I have to thank him. Let's go. After they left, Wang Yao wrote down the medical case of the disease in his notebook. He had to see a patient in the morning. It was Feng Yi, the girl with the strange disease. They had originally planned to come in the morning, but because of some matters, they were slightly delayed. They changed it to the afternoon. After lunch, the sky began to thunder. It was a very dull kind. Then it started to rain. The rain was very fast and rushed. Soon it was going to pour. Wang Yao was at home. He stood at the door and looked at the heavy rain outside. From his courtyard, he could see the hills to the west and east of the village. The hills were very close, right in front of him. It was full of trees. In this season, it was still considered green. After being washed by the rain, it became even greener. The rain slowly slowed down after more than an hour, but did not stop. Wang Yao went to the clinic with an umbrella. He took the medical book of Sang Yao and read it carefully. The rain was still falling quietly outside. It was not until 2:30 p.m. that Fong Yi and her family rushed over in the rain. Chapter 323. I'm sorry, Dr. Wong. Sorry to keep you waiting. They apologized as soon as they saw him. It's okay, Wang Yao said with a smile. As he spoke, he first used the observation method to check on Fong Yi. He found that her spirit was better. The red spot on her neck was still there, but it showed signs of fading. How do you feel? I feel better, Fong Yi said softly. After taking the medicine continuously, she did feel better. At least, she had strength. The nausea and dizziness had also reduced. Come, I'll take a closer look at you. After that, Wang Yao carefully checked her pulse to make a diagnosis. Her condition was getting better. The 2 decoctions he made had worked. One was to consolidate the corporeity, and the other was to clear away the heat and toxins. The red rash on her arm was also fading. You have to continue taking the medicine. Okay. Look, Dr. Wong, it's like this. My daughter is in her 3rd year of high school. Because of her illness, she has missed a lot of classes. She wants to continue to study in school. What do you think? Can she withstand it with her current physical condition? Fong Jingyuan asked. As parents, they should be happy that their daughter wanted to go to school. However, their daughter's physical condition was the thing that worried Fong Jingyuan and his wife the most. They would rather their daughter not go anywhere. They would even give up her studies as long as she was healthy. Going to school? 3rd year of high school? Wang Yao thought for a while. He had gone through high school and college. The most tiring and stressful stage of a student's schooling was undoubtedly the high school stage. The expectations of parents and family, the pressure of studying, the confusion of youth, and a series of problems. Among them, the pressure of the 3rd year of high school was even greater. At this stage, one had to rely on confidence and physical strength. To be honest, Wang Yao did not think that Fong Yi's weak body could withstand the stressful studying life in the 3rd year of high school. With her current physical condition, she can't withstand too much stress and tiring studying life, especially in the 3rd year of high school. Out of consideration for the patient's health, Wang Yao still told the truth. Oh, Fong, he was a little depressed. This is only the 1st semester of the 3rd year of high school. You could take care of your body first, and then do your best to study. If you can't, you can repeat the year. Fong, he did not seem to be in a good mood. Thank you, doctor. I'm running out of the medicine I took last time. Can you take a look? Fong Jingyuan quickly asked. I'll prescribe another course of treatment. After Wang Yao prepared the decoction, the whole family left. They came in a hurry and left in a hurry. This family. Wang Yao shook his head. Dad, I want to go to school. Fong, he said to her parents after coming out of the clinic. You heard what Dr. Wong said. You haven't recovered yet, so you can't go to school. What if something happens? Fong Jingyuan asked. But I don't want to waste another year, Fong Yi said. Originally, her academic performance was very good, and she could be ranked in the top 10 in the class. However, because of this illness, she had been suspended from school for half a year. Can you ask Dr. Wong if he has a better way? Zhang Xiaoying asked. Looking at his daughter's gaze, Fong Jingyuan sighed and turned around in the rain. At that moment, Wang Yao was just about to come out and go up Nanshan Hill. What's going on? Seeing the family come back, he was a little confused. Dr. Wong, do you have a way to make my daughter recover faster? Fong Jingyuan asked. Do you still want to go to school? Yes, I don't want to waste another year. My classmates have all gone to college, and I'm still in high school. It's also a kind of torture, Fong Yi said. Looking at the young face of this girl and the hopeful look in her eyes, Fong Jingyuan said, Let me think about it. There was a way, but the cost was also high. He could use licorice roots to treat this disease, and the effect would undoubtedly be better. However, he was powerless to do so now. 1 dose of muscle revitalization powder and 1 dose of blood deblicking powder had already depleted his inventory. Unless he could be like Chun Buiyuan and provide him with a large amount of wild herbs and exchange them through the system. You've spent a lot of money to treat her illness, right? Yes, doctor, we can think a way to get the money. Fong Jingyuan understood the meaning in Wang Yao's words and hurriedly said, How about this? Take this course of treatment first, and I'll think about it. Wang Yao finally said. Okay, sorry to trouble you. Sigh. Fang Yi sighed as she walked out of the clinic. She had stayed at home for a long time. She wanted to go back to school and see her classmates and friends. Most importantly, she wanted to fulfill her dream of going to college as soon as possible. System, is there any possibility of making an exception for people who really need licorice roots? Plant it yourself. Damn, it was rare for Wang Yao to curse. Damn it, plant it yourself. Up to now, the system had unlocked all 36 types of low-grade herbs for him, but the seeds of the licorice roots also needed points. Money. Many a little makes a mickle. In the past, he could only think of a solution from this aspect to his current situation. At night, somewhere in Lianshan County, a couple had been in a Cold War for more than a month. Chen Wei was very distressed. As a man in the prime of his life, he suddenly suffered from an illness that was difficult to talk about. This made him feel very gloomy. He had taken Wang Yao's medicine twice, but he still didn't feel any obvious effect. If it doesn't work, I'll go to the provincial capital to have a look. In order to treat this illness, he had been to Dao City, Wei City, and other places in the past 2 months, but the effect was not good. Bang! His wife slammed the door. Aggrieved, really aggrieved, Chen Wei paced back and forth in the empty room without any purpose. Finally, he took out his phone and called a friend. Junzi, are you on duty? Come out and drink. It was a barbecue restaurant with good taste. In less than 10 minutes, Chen Wei had already drunk 3 bottles of beer. What's up now? Still the same thing. Drink. Bang. He opened another bottle. Has Dr. Wang prescribed you the medicine? Don't mention it. I've taken it twice, but it didn't work at all. Gulp. Gulp. Chen Wei raised his head and drank another bottle of beer. Don't drink anymore. Pan Jun snatched the bottle away. You haven't even finished a course of medicine. How do you know it's useless? Also, you're not allowed to drink when you're taking the medicine. Do you drink a lot? Burp. Chen Wei burped. He was slightly startled. Pan Jun was right. He had drunk a lot in the past few days, even at home. If his wife showed a sour face to him every day, he would probably drink to drown his sorrows. If you still treat me as a friend, listen to me. Quit drinking and take another course of medicine. If it doesn't work, think of other ways. I'm telling you the truth. Dr. Wang's medical skills are quite good. Ordinary people may not be able to invite him. After hearing that, Chen Wei stared at the half-empty bottle of beer and was in a daze for a long time. Good. In the clinic, Wang Yao stared at the system panel. 9 days. There were only 9 days left. His special task of spreading 100 miles away was half done. Troublesome. The patients who came a while ago were only introduced by a few friends. Fang Yi's situation was considered special. In this way, there would be a lot fewer patients. Shall I go out for a walk? The next morning, the sun was shining brightly. Wang Yao was preparing to decoct another decoction, blood deblicking powder. The decoction had to be increased appropriately because Zhou Wukong and Chen Buiyuan's father-in-law both needed the decoction to treat their illnesses. At the same time, the road from the town to the mountain village began to be widened. In this way, the already narrow road became even narrower and more difficult to walk. Repairing the road? Wang Yao heard about it from his mother during lunch. Yes, it has started. It's to develop the hot spring at the back of the village. Repairing the road is a good thing, Wang Yao said with a smile. In the long run, having a smooth road was a good thing for all residents. It was convenient for residents to travel and was beneficial to economic development. What's so good about it? It's troublesome to go out to the market. Zhang Xiaoying didn't care so much. She had just gone to the town in the morning and felt that the road was not easy to walk on. Ha! After listening to his mother's complaints, Wang Yao just smiled. After lunch, Wang Yao went to town and looked for Li Mao Shuang. Wild herbs? You need so many? Looking at the list that Wang Yao gave him, he was quite surprised. The number was quite large. Yes, can you please help me? Okay, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Chapter 3:24. Thank you. You don't have to be so polite, Li Mao Shuang said with a smile. Let's have dinner together tonight. It's my treat. Okay. The place where they ate in the city was relatively fixed. There were still a few people who invited them. They gathered together and chatted. Or had you been bored in the mountains all the time? This is the life I like. Wang Yao smiled and took a sip of the drink. If I lived like that, I would probably get sick from boredom. Wei Hai smiled and took a sip of the drink. Since he recovered from his illness, he had started to drink again. Of course, he was very self-controlled. He would not drink on weekdays. He would only drink a little when he was with his family and friends. His life had become much richer. He reunited with his family, took his children to walk around, and occasionally went to his own company. You're just not used to it. You will be fine once you get used to it. Ring. Tian Yuantu's mobile phone rang. Sorry, I have to go out and take a call. Tian Yuantu smiled and went out. In less than 10 minutes, he came back from outside. He still had a smile on his face. However, the careful Wang Yao found that he seemed to have something to do. After the meal, everyone left. Brother Tian. Wang Yao stopped Tian Yuantu. What's wrong? If there is anything I can help with, please don't hesitate to ask, Wang Yao said with a smile. Tian Yuantu was stunned. Okay, he did have something to do. The phone call just now gave him a headache. His company in Beijing was being investigated by the relevant departments. Take care on your way back. Tian Yuantu smiled and patted Wang Yao on the shoulder. He then got into the car and left. He can really help with this matter, Tian Yuantu whispered after getting in the car. In fact, Wang Yao could really help him when he encountered trouble in Beijing. Not to mention others, but he was very clear about the Guo family in Beijing. They were a first-class, wealthy family. The difficulties he encountered could be solved with a phone call, but he still didn't tell Wang Yao directly. He wanted to use his own connections first. If it really didn't work, he would trouble Wang Yao again. Wang Yao drove back. When he arrived at the place where the road was being repaired, he found that someone was burning paper money there. What's going on? Wang Yao stopped the car to take a look. Could it be that something has happened? It was only 9 o'clock when he arrived home. After parking the car, he went into the room and helped his parents relax. He also told them about what had happened on the road. Something happened in the afternoon. Someone died while repairing the road. What? People died in such a short distance? Wang Yao was shocked. Accident? It was just a road. They didn't use explosives or special tools. How could there be an accident? A person was hit by an excavator. He was sent to the hospital, but he couldn't be saved. Hit by an excavator? Yes, he hit his head. That's strange. These people who engaged in construction were the most superstitious. If there was an accident and someone died on the first day of work, it would be very unlucky. That was why there was such a scene tonight. There were fewer paper money, so that the deceased who might have been at the place of the accident would go to the netherworld to be reincarnated earlier to avoid any more trouble. What a coincidence. If I were there, would I have been able to save the person's life? Wang Yao was thinking about this problem. Dad, Mom, I'm going up the hill. Okay, be careful on the road. Take a hand lamp. No, I can go up the hill with my eyes closed, Wang Yao replied with a smile. It was still very cool outside at night. Even though it was almost 10 o'clock, there were still many people outside on the village street. Yao, you went up the hill again? Yes, uncle. Whenever the elders asked him questions, Wang Yao would answer them politely. Many people in the village had a very good impression of this polite young man. No matter what he did on the hill, there was nothing to say about the way he interacted with people and the way he interacted with people. Having been to school, it was indeed different. This was the view of the villagers. After going up the hill, he began to prepare the medicine. He was going to decoct the blood-deblicking powder the next day. At night, the whistling of the mountain wind was somewhat abnormal, but it was still as gentle as the spring breeze in a battle array. Early the next morning, on the village road where the accident happened yesterday, the person in charge of the project who contracted the road widening project personally came there. He also invited a special person to fiddle with some things there. There were tributes, paper money, and firecrackers. Many passers-by stopped by the road to watch. This was the interest of the people in the country. What's going on here? Haven't you heard? A person died here yesterday because of road repairs. A person died? Yes, that's why they are offering sacrifices here. The time had come. The burning of incense, burning of paper money, and firecrackers sounded together. Good Lord, it was even more lively than when the road repairs had just begun. Crackle, crackle, crackle. The firewood was burning. Wang Yao quietly looked at the medicine in the multifunctional pot for herbs. Ephedra, angelica, white peony, polygonum vine, purple rain, all kinds of herbs were added one by one. The medicinal fragrance permeated the cottage. The firewood burned at a moderate pace. When decocting medicine, one had to be calm and not impatient. Only with the right time, the right place, the right people, the right herbs, and good pharmaceutical skills could he decoct a good medicine that was worthy of those precious herbs. It was done. Looking at the color of the medicine changing, he quickly removed the flame. After the temperature of the medicine dropped, Wang Yao put the medicine into 2 white porcelain bottles. They could come to get the medicine at any time. Special patients needed special medicine. In the Su family in Beijing. How do you feel, Xiaoxue? Every day, Song Ruiping spent at least half of her time with her daughter. She talked to her or did nothing. She just sat in front of the window to accompany her daughter. I'm much better, Mom. Do you want to rest? Su Xiaoxue was recovering. Her voice had also changed. It had become much clearer. Mom, you're not tired. Let me help you sit up. Okay. With the recovery of her body, Su Xiaoxue was able to sit up, although it was only for a short while. She still felt a burning sensation in her body from time to time. Deep in her body, she could completely endure this feeling. Compared with the previous feeling of being roasted on fire, it was like heaven and earth. I really need to thank Dr. Wang Yao, said Wang Yao. She really wanted to see the doctor again and thank him in person, but he hadn't come for a long time. It had been 87 days, almost 3 months. Would he come again? What are you thinking about? Song Ruiping asked softly. I'm thinking about Dr. Wang. I'm thinking about how to express my gratitude. Haha. Song Ruiping smiled. He said he would come again as soon as possible. Okay, Su Xiaoxue responded. Although she was born in such a family, she did not have the temperament of a rich young lady. She was a typical, well-bred young lady. Ma'am. Just as the mother and daughter were talking, a person knocked on the door and entered the room. What's the matter? Guo Zhenghe from the Guo family is in the living room. He said he is here to see Mississippi. Well, let him in. Song Ruiping raised her eyebrows slightly. After a while, Guo Zhenghe entered the ward with a bright smile on his face. Hello, Andy. How is Xiaoxue feeling? Much better, thank you. It's great that you can sit up, Guo Zhenghe happily said. Looking at his expression, it was as if the girl sitting on the bed was his family member, the kind that was very close to him. Don't stand there. Sit down and talk. Okay, please have some tea. Someone brought the tea. Thank you. Auntie, didn't Dr. Wang say when he would come again? He just said he would come as soon as possible, Song Ruiping said. In fact, a person with extraordinary medical skills like him should come to Jing, Guo Zhenghe said. The world here is broader. Jing has its advantages. The mountain village has its advantages. Everyone has their own aspirations. You can't force it, Song Ruiping said. She also hoped that Wang Yao could stay in Jing City so that her daughter's illness could be cured. However, Wang Yao had his own ideas. He did not value things like power and money that much. By the way, I have another thing to do here. Mr. Dai from Chuanzhong will come back in 3 days. Annie, do you think it is necessary to ask him to come and see Xiaoxue's illness? Guo Zhenghe asked. Dai Chaozong? Mr. Dai? Yes. That's rare. He doesn't leave Chuanzhong easily. Zhenghe, please tell him to come and see Xiaoxue if he has time. Chapter 325. Guo Zhenghe sat by the bed and chatted with Song Ruiping and Su Xiaoxue for a while before leaving. He had been in Su Xiaoxue's house for no more than 10 minutes. He had good control. When he went downstairs, he happened to meet a strong man who looked to be in his early 30s. He had a murderous aura and was very handsome. Hello, Brother Xing. Guo Zhenghe greeted him with a smile. Are you still studying? Su Xiaoxue asked. Yes, I happen to be free today, so I came to see her, Su Xiaoxue said. Thank you, Su Xiaoxue said. It's my pleasure. I'll go back now, Su Xiaoxue said. Okay, Su Xiaoxue said. Su Xiaoxue's brother walked Guo Zhenghe to the door. After Guo Zhenghe left, Su Xiaoxue turned and went upstairs. Brother, Su Xiaoxue said. Yes, Su Xiaoxue said. At that moment, the stiff expression on Su Zhixing's face immediately softened. A man of iron and tenderness did not necessarily have to be for his lover. He loved his younger sister very much. In this generation of the Su family, the males were very prosperous, but only this one girl, so she was naturally the pearl in the palm and was extremely doted on. Moreover, this sister was so obedient and sensible. It was a pity that she had this D*MN strange disease, but now she was fine. Seeing that she was recovering, her spirit was much better. She could speak, and she could even sit up. After hearing this, he was very happy. This time, he took the opportunity to come to the capital to see his sister. Mother, why are you free to come back today? I came to Jing to do something, so I stopped by to see you. The young master of the Guo family just came. Song Ruiping held a cup and fed her daughter some warm water. I met him when I went downstairs. Where'd he go? A small town in Jizhou. He's the mayor. Oh, the Guo family is going to work hard to cultivate him, Su Zhixing said with a smile. Yes. Song Ruiping nodded. When is Dr. Wang going to come? Compared to the person from the Guo family, he was more concerned about his sister's condition. He just said as soon as possible. Su Zhixing was about to say something, but he forced himself to suppress it when he looked at his sister. After chatting with Su Xiaoxue for a while, the mother and son went out. What did you want to say just now? Song Ruiping asked. Is there no way to ask Dr. Wang to come earlier? Xiaoxue's condition won't worsen for the time being. She's getting better. I've seen Dr. Wang. He's busy, Song Ruiping said. If he comes, Xiaoxue should recover faster. He is not a private doctor of the Su family. Some people are amenable to coaxing, but not coercion. I think he is a man of his word. He will definitely come when he says he will. He must have thought of a better treatment, right? Song Ruiping said. What do you think of Guozheng, huh? Su Zhixing was stunned. He didn't understand why his mother had suddenly asked this question. Not bad. He has a good upbringing, good ideas, and is capable. Some elders have a good opinion of him. Why are you suddenly asking this question? When old Guo was still alive, the two elders once joked that they would betroth Xiaoxue to Zhenghe. What? Su Zhixing furrowed his brows. When did this happen? Song Ruiping asked. It was very early, probably more than a decade ago, Song Ruiping said. At that time, Xiaoxue was only 6 or 7 years old. She was still a child. The two elders just casually said it and didn't mention it again. More than a decade ago, the Guo family was at its peak. The Su family was relatively weaker. Now, the situation between the two families was reversed. With the death of old Guo, Guozhenghe's father, who was now the governor of Qi province, was the leader of the Guo family. It was very difficult for them to move forward. They needed help. The Su family was undoubtedly a very good choice. How could the interests of the two families be tied together? Political marriage was undoubtedly one of the best choices. It was commonplace in political families. Many young people came together without any feelings and formed a family. This was also the tragedy of the children of these aristocratic families. They enjoyed melting and power that ordinary people could not enjoy, but some things were also out of their control. No, Su Zhixing said without hesitation. He had already had such a marriage. Naturally, he knew the pain of it. Fortunately, the two of them had gotten along well after a few years of run-in. He would never allow his sister to walk the same path as him. First, we have to ask Xiaoxue's opinion. No one can put pressure on her. Of course, Xiaoxue must be happy in the future, Song Ruiping said. In a clubhouse in Ji, Li Xiaoyang was lying on the sofa, smoking. A very charming woman next to him was massaging his shoulders. Yes, why didn't I think of this? Sitting next to him was a young man wearing glasses who looked very gentle. Since he wants to get a medical qualification certificate, he must be a doctor. As long as he becomes a doctor, he will be under my father's control. Let's see how I will play him to death. Li Xiaoyang's eyes showed two cold lights. Maybe he is now practicing medicine without a license, the young man next to him said with a smile. That's possible. Send someone to check it out? There has to be a report, the young man said. Report? Just find someone. Li Xiaoyang said with a smile. He didn't dare to say anything else, but in terms of hygiene, he could find a lot of people in the name of his father. Yes, in this day and age, as long as you have money, you can do a lot of things. Wang Yao didn't know that the eldest son of the Li family, who was thousands of miles away, was still thinking about him. He was still worried about the completion of his task. There was still a week left. His voice traveled 100 miles. 50 people. Now, there were only 27 people, which was only half. While he was worried about this matter, Wang Fengming, who was from the same village, came to the clinic. "Uncle, what can I do for you?" "Hey, Yao, are you treating other people?" he asked tentatively. "Well, who is it?" Wang Yao asked. "A relative of mine in the countryside has a strange disease. He always has a bloated stomach. I want you to take a look." "Okay, no problem," Wang Yao said. "Well, he is at my house. I'll bring him over later," Wang Fengming said. "Okay, I'll wait here," Wang Yao said. Wang Yao waited in the clinic. In less than half an hour, Wang Fengming brought a man in his 40s into the clinic. The man was very fat. He was not tall, only a little more than 1.7 meters, but his body was basically the same size. It was estimated that he weighed at least 200 pounds. Looking at his complexion, his internal organs were not in harmony. His eyes were red. There was fire in his body. "This is my cousin, and this is Dr. Wang," Wang Yao said. "Hello, Dr. Wang," the man said. As soon as the man opened his mouth, Wang Yao smelled a pungent smell in his mouth. "Sit down." "Okay." The man sat down casually. He had been suffering from bloating recently. He had gone to the hospital in town for a checkup, but did not find any problems. Later, he went to the People's Hospital in the county and did not find any major problems. He just had high blood sugar, high blood fat, high blood pressure, and moderate fatty liver. Originally, he did not take it seriously. After all, he could eat and sleep every day. However, the situation had suddenly worsened in the past few days. He felt that his abdomen was like a balloon. It would swell from time to time. He happened to visit the clinic today and casually mentioned it. He did not expect his cousin to say that he knew a young man from the same village with excellent medical skills. So, he took him to see him. He was so young. What could he know? Wang Yao checked his pulse and smiled. "How is it?" Wang Yao asked. "This disease is easy to cure. I'll give you a prescription. Boil some water and drink it. It will take effect in 1 day. 1 day? Is it so effective?" "Wait a minute." Wang Yao randomly went to the pharmacy to pick up 2 decoctions and then carried them in his arms. "Boil some water and drink it. How much is it?" "No need." Wang Yao waved his hand. "It's free." "Yes, what's wrong?" "No, it's nothing." "Thank you." The man smiled and expressed his gratitude. Then he got up and left. Fengming, is this doctor reliable? After returning to his cousin's home, he asked worriedly. "Yes, he cured my disease." "Didn't he prescribe the medicine?" "I'll boil some for you. Drink some and try it." "Okay." Boiling the medicine was a very simple thing. It would be done in a while. "What's this? It smells weird." Wang Fengming's cousin smelled it and only felt that the medicine had a strong smell. "Don't drink too much first." "Chinese medicine usually tastes weird," said Wang Yao. His cousin drank a bowl of the medicine while it was still warm. After drinking it for a while, he heard his stomach growling. Chapter 326. "Hey, what's going on?" He rubbed his stomach while holding it. "What's wrong?" Wang Fengming hurriedly asked. "I suddenly have a stomachache," Wang Fengming said. His stomach was rumbling. He also had a faint stomachache. Could it be that the medicine worked? Wang Fengming stared at the empty bowl of decoction. "No. What medicine did he give me?" Wang Fengming asked. "I really don't know," Wang Fengming said. "Huh." Poof. There was a muffled sound. It was a smelly fart. The smell was very strong. Poof. 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 Wang Fengming kept farting. After a while, the whole room was filled with an unbearable stench. "Oh my God, what's going on?" Wang Fengming didn't say anything, but he couldn't stand the smell. "No, I have to go to the toilet." His cousin rushed into the toilet with his hands covering his buttocks. There was a rustling sound. After a while, he came out of the toilet. "Phew, I feel much better." Not long after he sat down in the room, his stomach rumbled again. No, I have to go. He got up and rushed into the toilet again. In less than an hour, he had gone to the toilet 5 times. He felt that he couldn't take it anymore. What should I do if I continue to poop like this? No. Foaming, what kind of medicine did Dr. Wong prescribe for me? He couldn't help but wonder if the doctor gave him the wrong medicine. It was free, or he was using him as a test subject. Wait here for a moment. I'll ask. After that, he went out and went to the clinic where Wang Yao was. To be honest, he didn't believe that Wang Yao would give him the wrong medicine. He guessed that his cousin must have eaten something before he came. It had a reaction with the medicine prescribed by Wang Yao, which led to such a result. He still believed in Wang Yao's medical skills very much. In the clinic, Wang Yao was still studying the medical book of Sang Yao that Sang Guzi gave him. He heard the sound of the door opening and Wang Fengming's shout. Uncle Fengming, you are here. Well, that. Wang Fengming hesitated for a while, thinking about how to say it properly. Are you here because of your cousin? Hey, how did you know? Wang Fengming was surprised. Is it because his stomach is growling and he has severe diarrhea after drinking the medicine? Isn't that so? He has already gone to the toilet 5 times in less than an hour. He really can't stand it anymore. So I came over to ask what's going on. You don't have to worry. The effect of this medicine is to make him have diarrhea. Da Huang, bitter cold precipitation, stagnation of attack, heat purging, and bowel movement. Mirabolite, bitter cold clears away heat, moistens dryness, cleanses stomach and intestines. To put it simply, what Wang Yao prescribed was actually a laxative, but it would cause less damage to the body. The so-called bloating in the stomach of Wang Fengming's cousin was actually related to his daily eating habits. He liked to eat meat and drink alcohol, which led to the disharmony of his stomach and intestines. It was easy to stagnate and produce bloating. The most effective effect in a short period of time was to use some medicine to clear the bowels and completely dredge his stomach and intestines. Then, through the adjustment of his diet and some other medicine, it would be treated. Let him have diarrhea? Wang Fengming didn't understand. Yes, the cause of his diarrhea is the accumulation of some indigestible things in his stomach and intestines. Because of his eating habits, these things can't be smoothly eliminated. The method I use is to let him pour out the things in his stomach and intestines first, then treat and recuperate. Let him have diarrhea. How long will it take? 2 days. Don't let him take any medicine to stop diarrhea. You can come to me the day after tomorrow. I will prescribe another medicine for him, Wang Yao said with a smile. Okay. Wang Fengming didn't have the slightest doubt after hearing it. He went straight home. What? Let me have diarrhea for 2 days? His cousin was not very happy after hearing the news. What kind of doctor is he? Cousin, I think what he said is reasonable. You should give it a try, Wang Fengming advised. It's easy for you to say. Who can stand diarrhea for 2 days? You don't even let me take medicine to stop diarrhea? The more Wang Fengming's cousin thought about it, the more he felt that the young man was unreliable. Oh, I can't stand it anymore. I have to go to the toilet. Just like that, Wang Fengming's cousin came to his house and didn't eat. He only cared about going to the toilet. In total, he stayed at his house for less than 3 hours. He went to the toilet 14 times. The average frequency was 5 times per hour. After this torment, he only felt that his legs were sore and couldn't stand steadily. No, I have to go back. Cousin, listen to me. That doctor is unreliable. Don't go to see him in the future. Wang Fengming's cousin came by motorcycle, but when he went back, he felt a little shaky. Will there be any problems? Wang Fengming was still a little worried. His cousin specifically asked for a roll of toilet paper on the way back. In fact, it proved that his decision was very wise. On the way back, he stopped by the roadside 5 times to find a place in the wild to relieve the problem. This damn quack. Every time he had diarrhea, he cursed Wang Yao. In the mountain village, Wang Yao stayed in the clinic for a while. When he was about to leave and prepare to go up the mountain, he unexpectedly received a call from Professor Liu. He wanted to come the day after tomorrow to bring a patient to see the doctor. It was still the same woman as last time. Okay, I'll wait for you. This was Wang Yao's answer. As soon as he locked the door, a car drove into the mountain village. Is this where the doctor is? 2 middle-aged men got out of the car. One was a little fat, and the other was a little thin. Yes. Is he that good? As far as I know, his ability to treat headaches is really good. I've investigated 15 people he has treated. They all have a high evaluation of his medical skills, and the treatment effect is good. Let's go and have a look. Because the door was locked, naturally it could not be opened. Is there no one? Should be there. The two of them waited outside for a while. When they met the people in the village, they asked them about it. Has he gone up the mountain? Yes, this young man is usually on the mountain, an old man in the village said. How far is the mountain from here? Old man. It's not far. Do you see that mountain? Go around it, and then it's behind. The mountain was not far. The two looked at the mountain pointed by the old man. It would take about 20 to 30 minutes to get there, not to mention the mountain behind. Mr. Chen, what do you think? Let's wait in the car. The two got into the car and waited in it. Wang Yao carefully checked the herbal field on the mountain. An hour later, the car was still waiting on the west side of the clinic. Mr. Chen, why don't we go back first? It was the thin man who spoke. He did not prepare well enough and did not get Wang Yao's phone number. Wait for a while more. Mr. Chen waved his hand. As he spoke, the old man who had just passed by came back. He stopped in front of the car. Mr. Chen, who had left, got out of the car. Mr. Chen, he hasn't left yet. Mr. Chen asked. Yes, I'm looking for him. Let's wait here. Okay, let's wait at his house, the old man said with a smile. Is his house also here? Mr. Chen asked. Of course. No, it's a bit abrupt to visit him rashly. Let's wait here, Mr. Chen said after thinking for a while. Okay, you guys wait here. I'll go to his house and tell his family to ask him to come down from the mountain. Thank you, Mr. Chen said. How about I go with you? Mr. Chen changed his mind after hearing what the old man said. He took out 2 boxes of good tea and 2 bottles of wine from the trunk of the car. In Wang Yao's house, his mother was busy at home. Suddenly, she heard the sound of the door opening. Is Xiaoying in? Uncle, what's the matter? Zhang Xiaoying heard the sound and came out. When she saw it was an elder in the village, she hurriedly put down her work and went forward to ask. These two are outsiders. They said they are looking for Yao. They have been waiting outside for more than an hour. Can you help me call him? Why are you looking for him? Zhang Xiaoying asked with some confusion. Well, we want to see him for treatment. What? Yao knows how to treat patients? The old man who had led them there was surprised. Chapter 327. Not many people in the village knew that Wang Yao knew how to treat patients. Most people thought he just planted and sold herbs on a mountain. The old man was surprised to hear the news. A little bit. Just a little bit, Zhang Xiaoying replied with a smile. Call Yao quickly. I'll leave now, the old man said. Ah, old man, thank you. Take this back and drink it. As he spoke, Chief Chen handed the tea leaves in his hand to the old man. You don't have to. The old man waved his hand and declined. Finally, he took the tea and left happily. Rich people are so straightforward. After he left the house, he forgot about Wang Yao's medical skills in the blink of an eye. Please come in and have a seat. Okay, sorry to disturb you. Mr. Chen and the man who led him there followed Zhang Xiaoying into the room. I'll call him. Mr. Chen took out his phone and called Wang Yao. Who is it? Wang Yao was surprised. He didn't know there was a patient coming today. According to his mother on the phone, it was the patient's first time. Tell them to wait for me outside the clinic. I'll go down the mountain right away. After hanging up the phone, Wang Yao went down the mountain. The two people in his house had just waited outside the clinic for less than 3 minutes when they saw a young man coming from the mountain road. He had a medium build and was wearing an ordinary cotton t-shirt and a pair of sweatpants. His attire couldn't be more ordinary. When they brought the young man closer, they realized that there was something different about him. Some people had an extraordinary aura even when they were wearing beggars' clothes. Some people could still smell the scum even when they were wearing branded clothes. Are you looking for someone? Wang Yao asked a special question. He didn't ask about the treatment. Yes, we are looking for a doctor named Wang Yao. Who recommended you to come here? Wang Yao had to figure out first. It's like this. Chief Chun is from Zhu City. Hey, let me say it. The slightly plump middle-aged man interrupted the man beside him. Hello, Dr. Wang. My name is Chun Chongfeng. I came here because I heard that you are very good at treating headaches, Chen Chongfeng said with a smile. You heard it from someone? Yes, someone once came to you for treatment. At that time, it was at Renhe Clinic. Come in and have a seat. Wang Yao opened the door. The plants in the small courtyard surprised the two of them. The decoration of Dr. Wang's small courtyard is so unique, Chen Chongfeng exclaimed. Thank you. At this time of the year, it was already summer. The weather had the taste of autumn. Other than the heat at noon, the weather was still cool in the morning and evening. It was even more so in the small courtyard. From time to time, a cool breeze would blow, making people feel very comfortable. You two don't look like you have headaches. Wang Yao just glanced at the two of them and judged that they were not patients. People who had headaches generally did not have a good rest and looked pale. These symptoms could be seen on the face. The two of them looked rosy. It did not look like they did not have a good rest. Oh, it's like this. The patient is not us, but my mother, Chen Chongfeng said. Where is she? Wang Yao asked. She didn't come today. My mother is not feeling well. Can you see if you can make a house call? The consultation fee is negotiable, Chen Chongfeng said. Sorry, I won't make a house call for a while. Wang Yao declined with a smile. When are you free? House call? It's hard to say. Wang Yao did not plan to make a house call for a while. Is Dr. Wang usually on this hill? Usually, he is here, Wang Yao said. Can you leave your contact information? Sure. Wang Yao left the landline installed in the clinic. For people he did not know the details of, he would not easily leave his mobile phone number. Chen Zhongfeng didn't stay in the medical center for a long time. He only stayed for about 20 minutes. President Chen, I'm really sorry. I inquired about the situation here before I came. The person who came with him hurriedly apologized after leaving the clinic. It's okay. I'll bring my mother to see you another day, President Chen said with a smile. The two of them left the small mountain village in a car. What? The villagers brought them to our house. Wang Yao heard his mother talk about what had just happened when he returned home. Yes, Wang Jiankai. You have to call him Grandpa. I have an impression of him. Wang Yao remembered that he was a very kind old man. He often met him when he was on the hill. The old man did not have much land on the hill, but he had a special hobby. He liked to fish. He often went to the reservoir on the hill to fish. He knows that you can treat patients. He knows? Wang Yao was just a little surprised. It's fine if he knows. It will be known sooner or later. After hearing the news, Wang Yao did not seem to be too shocked. He had thought about it for a long time. It would happen sooner or later. He cannot practice medicine so secretly in a public institution in Lianshan County. Since there is a report, we will investigate it. They received a special report that day. It was reported that a person was practicing medicine in a mountain village without a license. It was not the first time they had encountered such a thing. They also knew that there were barefoot doctors in many places. As the saying went, if the people don't report, the government won't investigate. Since no one reported it, they naturally did not go back to meddle in other people's business. They had offended people. Now, that someone had reported it, and it was a real name report, they had to take care of it. He probably offended someone. When shall we go? Tomorrow morning. Okay. In the morning, the sun was still bright. Very early, a car drove into the mountain village. We are here. Two people in their 50s got out of the car. One of them was Professor Liu. The other was a woman. She did not look good. A young woman also got out of the car. She had long hair and was wearing a light blue dress. She had a picturesque face and a unique temperament. Is this the place, Professor? Yes, this is the place. Did you design this house? With just a glance, the young woman could tell that the building in front of her was designed by Professor Liu. Yes, I designed it, Professor Liu said with a smile. That's really rare. Recently, you rarely shoot at buildings with small courtyards like this, the young woman said. Moreover, this style is your best. I really want to go in and have a look, the young woman said with a smile. Okay, let's go in and have a look. The door was a wooden door. It was a good wooden door. She knocked on the door, but there was no response. Creak. The door was pushed open. There was a porch and then a delicately decorated small courtyard. It's so beautiful. The young woman's eyes lit up. She immediately looked around carefully. A cool breeze blew. It was the autumn wind. It was very comfortable. Wait, the young woman suddenly stopped. She carefully looked at the positions of the different plants one by one. Her face showed a shocked expression. How is it possible? Shout, hey, the middle-aged woman called softly. Yes, I'm coming. The young woman came back to her senses and followed into the room. Wang Yao put down the book in his hand and stood up to welcome her. Welcome, Professor Liu. I'm here to disturb you again, Dr. Wang. Don't mention it. Please have a seat. Since entering the room, the young woman's eyes fell on a young man who was about the same age as her. He was wearing a simple cotton shirt and loose sweatpants. He was dressed very ordinarily. The layout outside was really done by him. He really had amazing medical skills. Not to mention other things, the pill was highly recommended by her family. Can I trouble Dr. Wang to take a look again? Okay. In fact, Wang Yao had seen this patient last time. It was kidney failure. Under the current medical conditions, there was not a good way to treat it unless there was a suitable kidney source and a kidney transplant was directly available. Her condition was about the same as the last time she came, but it was slightly more stable. How is it? It's about the same as the last time. Have you used the medicine I gave you? When Professor Liu left, Wang Yao specially gave him 3 pills as a reward. There is one left, Professor Liu answered truthfully. One of the pills was used when she had just left the village because she suddenly had a seizure. The other one was used after returning to Shanghai. She only had one left now, but she did not bring it with her. If you want to treat this disease, it will take a long time, Wang Yao said after thinking for a moment. Can you treat it? It was not Professor Liu who asked, but the beautiful young woman who came with them. Ever since she entered the room, her eyes had never left Wang Yao. She was even more surprised when she saw him feel her aunt's pulse. It was very rare to see a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner who could feel the pulse at this age. Who is this? Ah, she is my niece. She drove us here, the middle-aged woman hurriedly said. I can try to treat this disease, Wang Yao said. It was up to him whether he wanted to treat it or not. It was up to the patient to accept the treatment. I'm willing to accept your treatment. How long will it take? The middle-aged woman asked. It's hard to say. It depends on the treatment. When can I start? I can start now. Now? Yes. The woman named Han, one was finally willing to accept the treatment. At first, Wang Yao's treatment method was very simple. He used a massage technique to massage the acupoints. In short, it was to relax the acupoints. In fact, he was helping to dredge the meridians. Because of this disease, her body was actually very weak. The blood circulation was extremely poor. Blood circulation was very poor. After a while, sweat appeared on Han Wan's forehead. Chapter 328. This kind of sweating was actually a sign that the body was very weak. Wang Yao was using external forces to promote the circulation of qi and blood. It had both advantages and disadvantages for Han Wan's current body. The advantage was that the qi and blood were smooth, so the various functions of the body could operate normally. The disadvantage was that the circulation of qi and blood would inevitably accelerate the metabolism cycle of the body, which would produce toxic substances. A considerable amount of these substances had to be processed by the kidneys and then eliminated from the body. This would certainly accelerate the burden of the pathological organs in the body, which would make the situation worse. Sure enough, after only half an hour, Han Wan's face began to become a little pale, and her breathing became rapid. Are you not feeling well? Yes. Take some medicine. It's best to take the pill I gave Professor Liu last time. I don't have that medicine with me. What? Wang Yao was stunned. This kind of life-saving medicine should be carried with her. In fact, Professor Liu had given the pill to a friend. To be precise, it was a relative of Han Wan's. His friend wanted to analyze the composition of the pill and then imitate it. It's okay. I have other medicine here. Han Wan took out another first aid medicine from the bag she carried with her. She took it in time to feel more comfortable. This disease is really troublesome, Wang Yao thought. In order to completely treat this disease, the first thing to do was to restore the normal function of the kidneys. At the same time, the patient's body had to be adjusted so that her body produced less toxic substances and reduced the burden on the organs. Dr. Wang? Professor Liu looked at Wang Yao, who was deep in thought, with some concern. Today's treatment will end here. I need to think about the corresponding medicine for her treatment, Wang Yao said. When can we come again? I'll give you an answer within a week. Just as they were talking, the two people outside entered the courtyard without knocking on the door. Is Wang Yao here? Yes, I am. What's the matter? Wang Yao came out of the room. Well, we are here to do some investigation. What do you do for a living? I grow medicine, Wang Yao said. Then what are they doing here? He pointed at the people sitting in the room. As a guest, Wang Yao said calmly, we've received a report that you're illegally practicing medicine here. We need to conduct an investigation. We hope you can cooperate, one of the men with glasses said with a smile. Illegal medical practice? The girl in the room was slightly stunned after hearing the word. Professor, could it be that this person doesn't have the relevant qualifications? I'm not sure, said Professor Liu. Sure. How do we cooperate? We need to take a look around. Where are you looking? These rooms. There was a medicine cabinet in the room with all kinds of medicinal herbs. If he wanted to check, he would be able to find it. Why did they come? At this time, Wang Yao was thinking about this matter. Someone must have reported it. That's why they came. Sorry, do you have the relevant proof? Wang Yao was still smiling. What? The two people who came to check were stunned. This was the first time they had encountered such a situation. It was their fault for forgetting to bring them along when they came out. We have the work permit. You don't have a search warrant, right? Wang Yao was neither humble nor arrogant. What do you mean? How do I know if you have the relevant rights without a search warrant? As far as Wang Yao knew, except for the Public Security Department, other departments such as the Drug Administration were not allowed to search private houses. Even the Public Security Department had to have a search warrant. You're really something. The civil servant who came to do the work was a little annoyed. He had never seen such an ignorant person. No wonder someone wanted to teach him a lesson. You wait here. I'll call them and ask them to send it over. One of the civil servants with glasses pointed at Wang Yao and said arrogantly, Okay, are you okay? Do you need help? Professor Liu came out of the room. I'm fine. I have to make a call. Knock, knock, knock. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. The door opened. An old man in his 60s or 70s came in. Behind him was a middle-aged man in his 30s. Dr. Wang. The old man saw the people in the courtyard after he came in. He smiled and went forward to greet them. Doctor, do you have a medical qualification certificate? Show it to me. The civil servant with glasses immediately said. His voice was quite loud. Hey, young man, what kind of attitude is this? The old man who just came in could not stand the scene. My attitude is none of your business, old lady. He is practicing medicine without a certificate. It is illegal. You are also illegal. How am I illegal? I don't want to explain to you. You just wait. The relevant certificate will be issued soon. The young man made another phone call. He said that there was a violent resistance to the inspection and hoped to get support from the Public Security Department. Interesting. Wang Yao called Li Maoshuang. He was familiar with the people in the health department. Inspection? Wait a minute. After hearing about the incident, the other party immediately took action. After a while, Li Maoshuang called. This matter is not easy to handle. Someone reported it with a real name. The report has reached the city. It is an order issued by the city. Wait a minute. I will help to ask. Real name report? Reached the city? Who reported it? What did they report? The old man who just came in asked. Nothing. Are you feeling better? Much better. I came out today to relax. After a while, I thought of coming here. I came to see which department they are from. The old man's tone was very calm, but there was a sense of dominance in his tone. They should be from the Drug Administration. Hey, why are you all gathered here? Are you obstructing the law enforcement? Can't you have some common sense? Can't we come here to visit? The beautiful girl who just came in smiled. Professor Liu, today's treatment will end here. You can go back first. I will let you know when the medicine is ready. No hurry. Professor Liu smiled and waved his hand. Now it was obvious that Wang Yao was in trouble. How could they leave at this time? Medicine? You are selling medicine illegally? The two civil servants were even angrier. Talking about this in front of them showed that he did not take them seriously. It was outrageous. They had seen arrogant people, but they had never seen such an arrogant person. Today, they had to investigate this matter. Then, they would be fined heavily. After a few minutes, Wang Yao received a call from Tian Yuan-tu. Brotherly just told me that the matter is being discussed. Please wait a moment. Thank you. Hello, Chief Li, it's me. What? Stop the inspection? But the other party is indeed practicing medicine without a license, and his attitude is very bad. Yes, yes. The man wearing glasses hung up the phone. His face was a little gloomy. He looked up at Wang Yao. Well, you have connections. After that, he turned and left with his companion. Looking at his unwilling expression, he was obviously very angry. After leaving the clinic, he got into the car. Let's go. Wait a little longer. The man wearing glasses did not want to leave just like that. But didn't Chief Li already call you? I don't want to give up just like that. You didn't see him like that. He clearly doesn't take us seriously. On the other side, in Wang Yao's clinic, Professor Liu and the others also left. When they went out, they found that the two civil servants were still in the car. Then, they went back to the clinic. They are still outside. Oh, they still don't give up. Let them wait outside then, Wang Yao said with a smile. Have some grapes. I planted them myself. The two civil servants outside waited for a while. In the end, they got what they wanted. One was the relevant documents sent by his colleague. The other was a call from his leader, who asked him to enforce the law impartially. So, he got out of the car again. Have you contacted the police? Yes, the police station in their town will send people to assist. Okay, we will wait here. No, let's go in now. Maybe we can catch them in the act. So, they went into Wang Yao's clinic again. This time, there were 4 of them. When they came in, Wang Yao was checking the old man's pulse. You are recovering well. Yes, I also feel good. My body is warm, and I have strength. Now, I don't like to stay at home. I like to walk around, the old man said with a smile. Have you used up the decoction I gave you last time? Yes, it has been used up. Okay, I will prepare another one for you as soon as possible. Bang! There was a sound outside. It seemed to be the sound of someone closing the door. What's going on? Wang Yao got up and looked. It was the 2 civil servants who had just come in. However, this time, there were 2 more civil servants. What are you doing? The old man seemed to be very unhappy. Sorry, everyone, Wang Yao said with a smile. Well, this is our inspection certificate. Can we check it now? This is just an ordinary residence, not a clinic, Wang Yao said. It is not appropriate for you to search. It is also not in accordance with the relevant laws. Why do you talk so much nonsense? Why don't you wait for a while? We will check it when the police come. You must be engaged in illegal activities. It is a typical case of having a guilty conscience. Okay, go ahead. Wang Yao stepped aside. The 4 civil servants began to search Wang Yao's room. What is this? Soon, they found a medicine cabinet in the room. 7-star medicine cabinet, Wang Yao said. Isn't this used to store Chinese herbs? The man with glasses asked. Yes. Then, if you're not practicing medicine illegally, what is? Can I use it myself? Wang Yao calmly asked. According to the regulations, these things will be confiscated and fined. Why should they be confiscated? Wang Yao asked. I grow herbs and put the processed herbs in the medicine cabinet. How is this illegal? Do you have a license to grow herbs? I have never heard of a license to grow herbs. Do you also need a license to grow wheat and corn? Wang Yao was faintly angry. You are twisting words and forcing logic. Sigh. Wang Yao did not bother to talk to him. Don't be long-winded with him. Take these things away. A dark-skinned fat man said. Are you civil servants? Why do I feel like you're bandits? The old woman next to them could not help but ask. No, I say, old woman, why are you so nosy? Do you have nothing better to do? Not good. The middle-aged man who came with the old woman immediately changed his expression. I have nothing better to do. I'm a little bit bored. As she spoke, she picked up the phone and walked to the side. Beep, beep, beep. After a few beeps, a deep and steady voice came from the phone. Mom, what is it? Hi, Chuan. The civil servants of Hike are very powerful. Why do I feel like they're bandits? No, what is it, Mom? The Hike Municipal Party secretary on the other end of the phone was stunned. Pass the phone to Xiao Luo. Auntie, let me talk to Secretary Yang. The middle-aged man beside her hurriedly took the phone. Secretary Yang, it's me. The thing is, then, he briefly explained the matter to them. No problem. Don't worry. A civil servant with sharp ears heard something. His expression changed greatly. Could it be so coincidental? Hurry up, get out of the way. The civil servant was still being unreasonable. At this moment, the police car outside arrived. Good, you came at the right time. As soon as the police came in, hey, Brother Wang, it's you. These people all knew Wang Yao. They knew that he was a good friend of the mayor's son and had treated them to dinner several times. Yes, you know him? The people who came to check were stunned. Yes, I know him. You said that he did not cooperate with the investigation and violently resisted the law enforcement, right? Chapter 329. That's right. It's him. I can't. The few policemen who came were in a dilemma for a moment. Wang Yao and the others knew each other, and they had a good relationship with each other. No matter how they looked at it, he didn't look like someone who would violently resist law enforcement. It was probably because the actions or words of these public officials were too offensive. To put it bluntly, they were too unreasonable. For a moment, the law enforcement was in an awkward situation. The police officers who came with great difficulty actually knew the other party. Looking at the situation, it was obvious that they had a good relationship. Is there a misunderstanding here? Look, they're starting to speak for the other party. The man with glasses pushed his glasses up. He was full of anger. What is this? We asked you to help us enforce the law together. Now, you're speaking for the other party. Do you have any awareness? No wonder you've been cooped up in this town as a police officer. Although he was angry, he couldn't say it out loud. Otherwise, it would destroy the unity between the brothers. His life had the spirit of the sea. Time turned the pages mercilessly. At this moment, his phone rang. Hello, it's me. Yes, yes, yes. He said yes 3 times in a row. He nodded and bowed. The glasses on the bridge of his nose almost fell out. A roar could be faintly heard from the phone. The last few words seemed to be, "Get back here immediately. I'm sorry. My attitude just now was inappropriate." The man with glasses actually took the initiative to apologize to Wang Yao. The change in attitude from arrogance to deference was so fast that it made people gasp in amazement. It's okay. Wang Yao smiled. He knew it was the phone call from the old woman next to him that had an effect. The mother of the top boss in the city had been offended. Naturally, she would talk to her son. They came quickly and left quickly as well. Let's go. The police officer in charge of leading the team smiled. Okay, I'll invite you to a gathering another day. No problem. Thank you. After those people left, Wang Yao expressed his gratitude to the old woman. What's there to thank? You treated my illness and saved my life. I should be the one thanking you. Wang Yao kept the 2 groups of people for a while, and then gave each of them 3 9-herbs pills. Thank you. Professor Liu and Han Wan, who knew how precious the pills were, immediately expressed their gratitude. What's this? The old man didn't know what effect the pill had. This is the 9-herbs pill. It can be taken when the body is feeling unwell. It can temporarily relieve the pain, Wang Yao explained with a smile. Oh, thank you. The old man immediately expressed his gratitude. In the car, the bespectacled male god was wandering around the world. What's the situation? His colleague asked. Just now the boss called. He flew into a rage and scolded me. What do you think happened? The bespectacled man sighed. I didn't expect him to have such a strong connection. In the face of such a situation, he was also very helpless. Obviously, someone had called the leader of his department, and his position was very high. At the very least, it was the main leader of the county. Otherwise, it would not be so urgent. How infuriating. All right, don't be angry. It's not like this is the first time we've encountered something like this. How about this? I'll set up a table tonight, and let's drink a few cups to relieve our boredom. Okay. The bespectacled male god stepped on the accelerator. The car quickly left the mountain village. Dr. Wang, thank you. You're welcome. The 2 groups of people left one after another. It seems that this is also a way. Wang Yao suddenly thought of a publicity method which was the 9 herbs pill that he had concocted. He wasn't particularly clear about the specific efficacy of this medicine, but judging from the excited look on Professor Liu and Han Wan's faces, they must have already tried it and the effect was quite good. A good medicine could play a very good role in advertising. However, although this 9 herbs pill was not as precious as the life prolongation pill, it was not something that could be casually refined. Medicine had to be used at a crucial place and on a crucial person. After all, he only had a week. He still had a part of the 9 herbs pill left. He also had some at home that his parents couldn't use for the time being. What? Blocked? A phone call from a city? Ha, okay. In G, the young man who hadn't recovered yet hung up the phone. He has some skills. Interesting. Professor Liu, does Dr. Wang really only know how to treat patients? The beautiful girl who came with Professor Liu asked on the way back. As far as I know, he should know some kung fu, Professor Liu said after thinking for a while. He had heard this from Tian Yuantu occasionally. He knows kung fu? The girl was a little surprised. Yes, but I don't know the specific extent. I also heard it from his friends. Xiao, what else do you think Dr. Wang knows? Han Wan asked with a smile. Landscape design. I think the layout of his small courtyard is quite exquisite, the girl said with a smile. It's quite good. Even if I were to design it, it might not be better than his layout, Professor Liu said. Then who is his teacher? I'm not sure. Xiao Yi, why do you ask so many questions? Why? Are you interested in Dr. Wang? Han Wan asked with a smile. I'm quite interested. He is so proficient in medicine at such a young age. He can also make such a pill. Even my teacher can't stop praising him, Xiao Yi said with a smile. Xiao Yi, don't you know a lot? I only know a little about it. I hope he can cure your illness, Professor Liu said. Well, I'm sorry to trouble you, Han Wan said. It's my pleasure. On the road from Lianshan County to the mountain village, a car was driving steadily. The driver was driving very carefully. There were 2 people sitting in the back seat. One was a man in his 40s, and the other was a woman in her 60s. They looked haggard. Mom, do you feel uncomfortable? The middle-aged man asked softly. No, I'm good, the old woman said with a smile. Her son was filial. In fact, she had been suffering from this problem for many years. Her son had taken her to many hospitals and seen many doctors, but the results were not good. She didn't know where he heard that there was another doctor who was good at treating headaches, so he drove her here. In fact, when people were old, they didn't want to travel, but she didn't want to disappoint her son. Looking at the hills on both sides of the road, the old woman asked curiously, In the mountain village? Yes, in the mountain village, Chun Chongfeng said. The environment is quite good. Most of the hills on both sides were trees. After a while, the car arrived at the place where the road was being repaired. The road began to be a little bumpy. Although the car was a luxury car, it was inevitable that it would be bumpy when driving on a broken road. As soon as the car was bumpy, the old woman's face became a little ugly. She rubbed her forehead. Shall we drive slowly? Okay, Chief Chun. It's okay, Chongfeng. The road is being repaired here. Fortunately, the area where the road was being repaired was not particularly long. It was just a short distance. The car soon returned to normal. Phew! The driver secretly breathed a sigh of relief. When they arrived at the mountain village, the car drove over a small bridge and entered the village. It stopped at the southernmost part of the village. This is the place, Chun Chongfeng said. The driver got out of the car first and opened the door. This house is quite well built, the old woman said. Almost everyone who came here for the first time would say such a thing. Let's go in. Wang Yao was in the clinic. He had received a call from the doctor earlier, so he decided to wait there for a while. Creak. The sound of the wooden door opening came from outside. They are here. He put down the book in his hand. Is Dr. Wang here? Please come in. 3 people came in. One was Chun Chongfeng, one was his driver, and the other was his mother. Wang Yao naturally knew who the patient was at a glance. The old woman's complexion was not good. Her eye bags were more serious. Obviously, it was caused by a lack of rest. Hello, Dr. Wang. This is my mother. Hello, Annie. Hello. Sorry to trouble you. Seeing the young doctor, Chun Chongfeng's mother was a little surprised. He is so young. Please sit down. Wang Yao first used the three diagnostic methods of looking, listening, and asking to determine the patient's condition. Then, he checked the patient's pulse carefully. His condition is not particularly serious. In terms of illness, her condition was only slightly worse than Tian Yuantu's wife, Su Jiahui. However, this kind of illness was not very easy to treat, and Shenzhen could solve most of the problems. After the diagnosis, Wang Yao said, "I can treat this illness." "Thank you, Dr. Wang," Chun Chongfeng hurriedly said. "Mr. Chun, please listen to me. The treatment is possible, but it will cost a lot of money." "No problem, as long as it can be cured." Chen Chongfeng's answer was very straightforward. "Okay, Auntie, please sit down first. I will give you a massage." "Okay." Then, Wang Yao used massage to help the old woman relax her body. He mainly massaged her head and neck. He controlled the strength very well. At first, the old woman only felt that her head was a little tight and swollen. Then, she began to sweat. Gradually, it seemed that something was pulled out of her head. The original headache was a lot better. By the way, her body also felt a little better. After more than half an hour, Wang Yao stopped. "How do you feel?" Wang Yao asked with a smile. "Very comfortable." What the old woman said was true. "That's good." Wang Yao smiled. For this kind of disease, this kind of massage technique could have a very good effect in a relatively short period of time. "I will prescribe a medicine first. Take it back and let the old woman take it." The decoction he prescribed was the one that was often used to strengthen the corporeity, but he added 2 tranquilizers to it. As for Anshinsen, he needed to decoct it separately on the mountain and in the battle array. Chapter 330. Due to long-term headaches and poor rest, the old woman's health was actually very poor. For the human body, the necessary adequate rest was necessary. Otherwise, the body would have problems. Wang Yao planned to nourish her body first. He just slightly adjusted the prescription and added 2 drugs that could calm the nerves. The herbs were available there. He wrote the prescription, took the medicine, and packed it. Then, Wang Yao wrote down the prescription on a piece of paper and handed it to Qin Chongfeng. He wrote down the instructions and precautions one by one. Dr. Wang's calligraphy is excellent. Qin Chongfeng took the paper and praised Wang Yao. "You flatter me. Can this medicine treat my mother's headaches?" "Yes, but the effect is limited. The main function of this medicine is to nourish and consolidate the corporeity. The old woman's body is relatively weak because of lack of sleep and rest. She needs to be recuperated," Wang Yao explained. "Well, when will the other medicine you mentioned be ready?" "Within 3 days. Wait for my call." "Okay," Qin Chongfeng said. The cost of the medicine was not very high. It was only a few hundred yuan. After expressing his gratitude, Qin Chongfeng left the clinic with his mother. They got into the car and left. "Mom, how do you feel?" "His massage really made me feel a lot better," the old woman said. "That's good. When you go back, take the medicine according to his prescription and see how it works." "Okay, I'll come back in 2 days to get the other medicine." In a residence in Lianshan County, Chen Wei, who was taking a shower, was stunned. There was a reaction. There was a reaction. He faintly felt that there was a reaction in his crotch. It had not happened for several months. It was an absolute surprise. Although it was still not normal, it had let him see the dawn of hope. The medicine prescribed by Dr. Wang was effective. The man was so excited that he cried. His marriage, his family, and his dignity as a man were all hopeful. "I have to find time to thank Dr. Wang and have him check on me." He was so lost in thought that he even forgot to take a shower. Yes, the number of people is increasing. Wang Yao found that the number of people in his Name of 100 Miles mission had increased to 35. He didn't know who they were, but it was a good thing. It meant that he was one step closer to completing the mission. The next morning, Wang Yao went down the mountain early. There were more patients coming today. The first to arrive were Zhou Xiong and his son. Zhou Wukong's arm had already recovered by more than half. Wang Yao gave him another checkup, then passed the blood-deblicking powder that he had prepared beforehand to the other party. While they were still receiving treatment, Pan Jun and his friend arrived and waited by the side. Then, Chen Buyan arrived with his father-in-law and also waited by the side. This was the first time Wang Yao had received so many patients, and they were all considered acquaintances. Take your medicine on time. You still have to take the medicine that nourishes your body, but the dosage can be reduced by half. All right, Zhou Xiong hurriedly replied. Why don't you let him pick up martial arts again? He can start with some gentle boxing. This will also help his body recover. Okay, thank you, Dr. Wang. Seeing so many people waiting, Zhou Xiong didn't stay any longer and left. Then, it was Pan Jun's friend. How is it? The medicine you gave me is working. I already have a reaction. In front of outsiders, Chun Wei was very vague. Okay, I'll take a look at you again. He carefully checked Chun Wei's pulse. It's working. Come, sit down. Wang Yao's right hand kept pushing and rubbing Chun Wei's waist and the surrounding area. He also attached his internal qi to his palm and slowly released it. He had tried to use his qi to assist him. It was on Zhou Wukong, but the effect was not very good at that time. Recently, after continuous practice, Wang Yao felt that he had more control over his qi, so he tried it on Chun Wei. How do you feel? A little hot. Chun Wei felt the temperature of Wang Yao's hand was very high. It was a little hot, as if there was a hot towel around his waist. The heat was constantly penetrating into his body, from his waist to his lower abdomen, then from his lower abdomen to his crotch. There was a reaction. Chun Wei felt the kind of feeling that made him excited. Have you finished the medicine? Yes. I'll give you another course of treatment. Continue to take it. Pay attention to your daily habits. Okay. Thank you, Chun Wei said happily. Wang Yao prescribed the medicine and packed it. He didn't forget to remind Chun Wei. You still have to pay attention to your daily life. Remember the taboos. I know, Dr. Wang, Chun Wei said. This time, Chun Wei had absolute trust in the young doctor. In fact, Wang Yao didn't need to remind him. He had already remembered it in his heart. Pan Jun and Wang Yao talked for a while before leaving with his friends. He's very happy, Chen Buiyuan said with a smile. Yes, Wang Yao replied. Of course, people would be happy when they saw the hope of getting better, especially when it was an illness that was difficult to talk about. Do you want to take a rest first? No, I'm not tired. Wang Yao waved his hand with a smile. The old man's leg was very thin. It was a little like Zhou Wukong's arm, but it was better than Zhou Wukong's arm. The main reason was that he hadn't been sick for as long as Zhou Wukong's arm. Let's try again. Wang Yao moved his neishi to his palms. Then, he massaged the old man's leg. Hiss! The old man frowned a little. This was because he felt the young man's palms were inexplicably hot. Perhaps it was because his leg was more sensitive to touch. The hot feeling continued to spread along his legs. It went down his feet and went up to his waist. However, there was a horizontal line between his waist and abdomen, preventing the heat from spreading up. After about half an hour, Wang Yao stopped. Do you feel anything special? My legs are hot, and my feet are also hot. The heat stopped here. I feel a little uncomfortable. The old man pointed at his waist and abdomen. This feeling was indeed uncomfortable. It was as if there was a lump of qi in his body that couldn't be unblocked. This position? Then, Wang Yao massaged a few points with his fingers. Hiss! Chen Buiyuan's father-in-law felt like he was being pricked by needles. His body twitched, and he took a deep breath. What's wrong? It hurts a little. It feels like I'm being pricked by needles, the old man said. Okay, bear with it for a while more. Wang Yao reduced his strength slightly and continued to massage those acupoints. The old man still felt like he was being pricked by needles, but this time it was much lighter than the previous time. Okay, let's stop here first. I have some medicine here. Drink it first. Wang Yao took out a bottle of medicine from the side. It was the blood-deblicking powder he had brewed in advance. He had brewed 2 portions of this medicine. One portion was given to Zhou Wukong, and the other portion was prepared to be used on the old man. What is this? Blood-deblicking powder promotes blood circulation, removes blood stasis, and dredges channels and collaterals. The old man might not have heard of this medicine, but Chen Buiyuan knew about it. When he was in Beijing, He had seen Wang Yao give this medicine to Su Xiaoxue. The dosage was very small. In his impression, Wang Yao's medical skills were miraculous. The most important thing was that the miraculous medicine he used was almost instantaneous. Don't use too much first. Chen Buiyuan's father only took a small portion of the medicine. After taking the blood-deblicking powder, he almost immediately felt something strange. After the medicine entered his stomach, it turned into a warm current and quickly flowed to the limbs and bones of his body. The speed of diffusion was very fast. About 10 minutes after taking the medicine, Wang Yao began to massage again. He still used the neishi in his body. The focus was on the acupoints on the old man's waist. Internal medicine, external neishi, internal and external as one. The effect was quite obvious. Crack. This was a sound that came from the body. It could not be heard, or it could be said that it was not a sound. It was a feeling, a very special feeling. The old man felt as if something in his body had been opened. This feeling was difficult to describe. In layman's terms, it was like not having a bowel movement for a few days. Suddenly, it was unobstructed and all the waste in the body was discharged. It was a very comfortable feeling. Then, the burning heat in the old man's legs that had not yet subsided began to spread. It crossed the waist and went all the way up the torso, although it was only a small part. The old man tried his best and found that his leg moved slightly. "They moved," he exclaimed in surprise. "They moved." Chen Buin, who was beside him, naturally also saw it. He said happily. Wang Yao did not say anything. He continued to massage the old man's acupoints from the torso to the feet. It took more than half an hour. "Come on, let me have a look." After finishing, Wang Yao waited for a little more than 10 minutes. He checked the old man's pulse again. "Good, it's working. That's all for today's treatment. Take the decoction back. The instructions for using it are written on this piece of paper. If you have time, you can give the old man more massages to help his legs recover." Wang Yao handed the paper to Chen Buiyuan. The medicine was very expensive. Chen Buiyuan had already prepared in his heart. In fact, at his position, he still had the money. "Thank you, Dr. Wang. Okay, take care. I won't see you out." After seeing the 3 patients, the whole morning had passed. This was the first time he had seen so many patients. He rested for a while and then recorded the entire process of today's consultation, including the patient's symptoms, medication, treatment process, and most importantly, the idea of treatment. These were all rare experiences. He recorded them now so that he could use them as references in the future. If possible, he could compile them into a book like Mr. Sang and pass them down. It's time to go home for lunch. After lunch, he returned to the clinic. He moved a little and then took a nap. He estimated that no one would come in the afternoon, so he went out to Nanshan Hill. Chapter 331. The autumn sky looked exceptionally high, and the air was much cooler than before. There were not many people going up the mountain at this time. The mountain road was very quiet. Wang Yao walked a little faster. His steps looked a little strange. It was the steps recorded in the boxing scripture. It looked strange, but his speed was extremely fast. Inside his body, his breath was like a surging river. He was full of momentum. Unconsciously, his speed was getting faster and faster. The dust under his feet was flying. Wherever his figure passed, there was a dust dragon. When he reached the mountain, he felt even more comfortable in the spiritual array. San Xian, the dog, was lying in the kennel. He turned his head and looked, but he did not pay attention to Wang Yao. "What's the situation?" Wang Yao smiled and touched San Xian's head. "Hey, what is this?" He suddenly found that in the kennel, under the belly, there was an egg. It was an intact egg. Wang Yao reached out and picked it up to take a closer look. It was a mountain egg. "San Xian, where did you get it?" "Woof, woof." San Xian barked a few times. "What do you want to do? Eat a fried egg?" The dog's eyes were full of contempt. He raised his paw and pointed to the egg, then pointed to his belly. "Don't tell me you want to hatch it?" Wang Yao was completely dumbfounded. "Woof, woof." The dog nodded. "You are a dog, a mammal. You are viviparous, not oviparous." "Wait, how do you know how to hatch an egg? Who taught you?" I'm confiscating it. Wang Yao directly confiscated the mountain egg. San Xian, remember that you are a dog. Dogs can't hatch eggs. Well, they can't fly. Wang Yao touched the dog's head. He did not care whether he understood or not. Woof. The dog seemed to be very reluctant. He growled and growled. Wang Yao smiled and went into the house. He continued to study the Sang Yao medical book. As he was reading, he heard movement outside. He got up and opened the door. The dog climbed out of the kennel, shook a little, and then went up the mountain. Where's this dog going? Wang Yao got up with a smile and followed. His movements were very light, but no matter how light they were, they could not escape the dog's ears. Not long after, the dog heard a sound behind him. He turned around and saw a tree. Wang Yao leaped onto the tree. Aya! His vigilance is quite high. The dog continued to climb the mountain, and Wang Yao fell far behind. From afar, he saw the dog stop at a place at the back of the mountain. Then it quietly lay down. What was going on? As Wang Yao approached, the dog turned its head and glanced at him. Poop picker, you really are following me. Where's the trust between humans and dogs? Huh? Wang Yao was stunned. Not far away, he saw a nest of eggs in between two mountain rocks. A chicken was lying on the eggs. Hiss, is that how you learned it? Wang Yao asked the dog beside him. Woof. Wang Yao patted San Xian's head. Well, you're very observant, and your ideas are very bold. It's just that you're a dog. Wang Yao felt that it was necessary to correct San Xian's thinking, but he did not know how to correct it. Rustle. Suddenly, there was a sound. The pheasant that was incubating the eggs was alert. San Xian also pricked up his ears and stared in the direction of the sound. A weasel came out from behind the weeds. There was such a thing on the mountain? Wang Yao was stunned. This was a big enemy of the chicken species. The sudden attack flew away. It did not care about the eggs in the nest. Whoosh! San Xian rushed out and went straight to the weasel. It was so fast that it was in front of it in an instant and held it down with one paw. Well, what was going on? The weasel was obviously a little confused. Where did this stupid dog come from? San Xian bit it and threw it. Whoosh! Bang! It fell on the stone and then fell to the ground. Then, an even more amazing scene happened. San Xian jumped nearly 2 meters high and went directly to the top of the mountain rock. He carefully looked at the eggs in the nest and sniffed. Quack! 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 The pheasant stood on the rock and cried anxiously. San Xian looked up at the pheasant, then jumped down again. He turned around and came to the unlucky weasel, biting it hard. This was a fatal injury, and blood was flowing out. It was an unexpected disaster. After confirming that the weasel was dead, San Xian left with peace of mind. Wang Yao followed behind San Xian. The more he thought about it, the more surprised he was. San Xian's body was getting bigger and bigger. Gradually, it was like a calf. The body was big, but the key was that his thinking was very special. Could it be that he had raised a demon? So, in the afternoon, Wang Yao made a cup of tea and then sat in the small courtyard. San Xian, come. San Xian came out of the kennel and lay beside Wang Yao. Let me tell you, Wang Yao turned on Tang Sanzang, which was rare. He did not care that the big dog next to him sometimes raised its head, sometimes stuck out its tongue, and sometimes ground its teeth. Buzz! Buzz! A fly was flying. Quack! In the sky, a black shadow circled a few times and landed on a branch. The goshawk's feathers were very bright. It was a little bigger, and its eyes were as sharp as a knife. Look at the hero. He always remembers that he is an eagle, the overlord of the sky. You are a dog, not a chicken that hatches eggs, Wang Yao said earnestly. Rustle. Something came over again. It was a snake. The thin snake that Wang Yao rescued was now as thick as a baby's arm. The growth speed was also extremely abnormal. After the snake saw Wang Yao, it coiled up and circled around him a few times. Then it slipped away. TSK. Why do I feel that there is a tendency for it to become a demon? Wang Yao clicked on the system panel and found that the number of the task had jumped a few times. It had reached 40. There were 10 people left. There were 5 days left. In a research institute in whose city? How is it? We took a part of it for testing. The composition of some of the medicine can be determined, and we can analyze what the medicine is. However, there are some that cannot be determined. Where did you get this pill? You don't have to worry about that. Can you replicate it? The composition can't be analyzed thoroughly. How can you replicate it? Let's try again. The effect of this medicine is very magical. Of course it is magical. We analyzed that there are 5 kinds of precious herbs, including ginseng and glossy ganoderma. The proportion should be very clever, so the effect should be very good. After traveling thousands of miles, Professor Liu dragged his tired body back home. After all, he was an old man. He was still a little uncomfortable after traveling for a long time. Originally, he wanted to stay in Lianshan County with Han Wan for a few days. However, something happened at home, so he rushed back in a hurry. What's wrong? You didn't tell me on the phone. His home was in a place very close to Tongji University in Hu City. The decoration of his home was very ancient China. His wife was sitting in the living room, lost in thought. She looked to be in her 50s. She was very well maintained. She was also a beauty when she was young. Dad went for a physical examination today. There is a tumor in his brain, his wife said. What? Professor Liu was stunned. Wasn't it fine during the last physical examination? Was it benign? Malignant. As soon as he heard these words, Professor Liu stood there in a daze. These words were almost equivalent to a death sentence. It was just a matter of a few years. Dad knows? I haven't told him yet. What did the doctors say? He suggested conservative treatment. Dad is old. It's too risky to have surgery. Conservative treatment. Professor Liu walked back and forth a few steps. By the way, how's Juan's illness? It's a little effective. I wanted to stay there for a few days, but I rushed back when I received your call. Professor Liu sat down and drank a glass of water. By the way, where are the test results? Let me see. Then, Professor Liu took a picture of the test results. What's wrong? You want to see Dr. Wang again? His wife guessed what he was thinking. Yes, let him see. Professor Liu called Wang Yao and explained the situation. Okay, send it to me and let me see, Wang Yao said on the other end of the phone. It's a malignant tumor again. After hanging up the phone, Wang Yao was also thinking about this matter. Recently, a few acquaintances had come to see him. They were all for their family members. Moreover, it was rare to see them with similar diseases. Should I focus on this direction for the next period of time? In Lianshan County. Ha ha ha. A hearty and somewhat crazy whisper came from house. Hey, what's going on? Is it Xiao Chun? Yes, it's him. Could it be that he was mentally stimulated? The two of them have been quarreling recently. I heard that they're going to divorce. Hey, in my opinion, Xiao Chun is a pretty good lad. Chapter 332. Do you think it's because they don't have children? Yes, they have been married for several years. Hey, young man, can you have children later? The neighbors were quite understanding of the couple's situation. In the house, Chun Wei was crying excitedly because he had regained his masculinity. That's great, that's great. He was thinking about how to tell his wife the good news. No, there's no rush. I have to go to Dr. Wan's clinic for a checkup first. He had not finished the second course of medicine, but he had such an obvious effect. He was very surprised. He was not in a hurry to find Wang Yao. Instead, he found his friend, Pan Jun. It's working. Yes, I feel that I have recovered. I want to ask Dr. Wang if I can. Okay, I'll call him. Let's go and have a look again. Rumble. The road in the mountain village was still widening. The 7-seater wooling car was driving on the road. There were 4 or 5 elderly people in the car. Hey, is this the right place? It's here. It can't be wrong. The car kept driving along the mountain road. Before they knew it, they had arrived at the mountain village where Wang Yao lived. It's here. Keep going south. The car entered the mountain village and went all the way to the south of the village. A house with black roof and white walls. Yes, they saw the one-of-a-kind house in the village. Let's get out of the car. After getting out of the car, they found that they were all elderly people in their 50s or 60s. Perhaps it was because they had been on a bumpy ride for a long time, but they did not look very well. It's here. Shall we go in? They came to the door of the clinic, but found that the door was locked. Why didn't you open the door? Is there no one? It shouldn't be. The elderly people were stunned. I didn't come all the way here for nothing, did I? They were not locals. They came from the neighboring Jew city to seek medical treatment. They did not expect that the person they wanted to meet was not at home. Do you have a phone? No, I don't have a phone either. Hey, what should we do? What's going on? When the villagers saw a few people waiting outside Wang Yao's newly built house, they were curious and wanted to go over and ask. Excuse me, where are the people here? One of the aunties asked a villager. Him? He went up the mountain. Why are you looking for him? Look for him. Hey, isn't that Wang Yao? Someone shouted. Then he saw a young man in ordinary clothes walking over from the mountain road in the distance. Hey, that's the person you're waiting for. It's good that you're here. It's good that you're here. Yeah, why are there so many people? Not far away, Wang Yao saw some people waiting outside his clinic. There was also a car outside. Then he quickened his pace. So young. Yes, Dr. Wang is a young man. Doctor? The villagers were stunned. You must be mistaken. He's a medicine grower, not a doctor. The old men were stunned. Let's go. We still have to go up the mountain, Wang Fengming said. Wang Fengming said from the side. He knew that biting dead who did not want to reveal that he knew how to treat illnesses for the time being. So he pulled the person who went up the mountain with him. Let's go. Uncle, go up the mountain. When he met some elders in the village, Wang Yao always took the initiative to greet them. Yes, those people said they were here to see you. I'll go and have a look, Wang Yao said with a smile. After getting close, one of the people took the initiative to come forward and greet him. Hello, Dr. Wang. You are? What can I do? I once asked you to treat headaches in Renha Clinic, the old man said with a smile. Oh, hello. In fact, Wang Yao had no impression of this person. These are people from our village. I told them that you can treat headaches, so I brought them here, the old man said. Hey, who did you ask for the address? I asked around. The old man smiled honestly. Ha! Wang Yao didn't ask any more questions. Okay, let's go inside. Several old people went into the small courtyard. Dr. Wang, your courtyard is quite nice, said Wang Yao. Thank you. Wang Yao saw that the old people didn't look very good. Which one of you wants to go first? I'll go first, an old woman said. I've had headaches for 5 or 6 years. It's better in summer, but it's worse in winter. I don't dare to go out at all, the old woman said. Okay, let me take a look. The cold air went into the head. Wang Yao said after a careful diagnosis. It needed to be driven out slowly with milder medicine. Of course, Wang Yao now had another way. Neishi, sit down. I'll give you a massage. Okay. Wang Yao urged the neishi in his body. His hands gently pressed and rubbed the old woman's head. The head was the most important part of the human body. There were also some critical acupoints on the head. If one was not careful, one's life could be in danger. However, there was a set of very familiar meridians in his mind. It recorded in detail the meridians and acupoints of the human head, which positions, what diseases to treat, how to use strength, and a way to massage. 20 minutes later, the old woman was sweating. She felt her head was hot and swollen. How do you feel? Hot and swollen. Okay. Then Wang Yao thought for a moment and prescribed a medicine to drive away the cold, but slightly modified it. You can take a rest aside. I'll prescribe you some medicine. He took the medicine, filled the prescription, and wrapped it. He wrote down the way to take the medicine and the precautions. Here you are. This is a course of treatment. You should be fine after taking it. The disease was not particularly difficult to treat. Of course, it might be difficult to see the effect of Western treatment. Okay, thank you, the old woman said with a smile. In fact, she felt better when Wang Yao gave her a massage. Can you take a look at me again? The second person to see the doctor was an old man. His headache was a bit special. Sir, the cause of your headache is not in the head, but in the blood. Blood? Yes, you have a typical headache caused by 3 high diseases, Wang Yao said with a smile. If he went to the hospital, he would be able to find out. He did not know why he came back. Oh, when I went to the hospital, they said the same thing. Do you have any good treatment? The old man asked. Wang Yao was speechless after hearing that. You have to start with diet and exercise. The key is to adjust your lifestyle. You don't need to take medicine for the time being, Wang Yao said with a smile. Well, I'll write something for you. You can take a look. You could try to eat some. Seeing that the old man was still a little hesitant, Wang Yao gave the old man a list of simple precautions. The focus was on exercise and several kinds of food. You can eat more of these foods. It will help improve your situation. Okay, thank you. The third person to see the doctor was also an old man. Hiss. Wang Yao took a breath. Sir, when did your illness start? Well, about 3 months ago, the old man said. Didn't you go to the hospital? No, why? The old man asked. Sigh. Wang Yao sighed secretly. This was a bad habit in a considerable number of places, especially in rural areas. They did not go to the hospital when they were not feeling well. Instead, they endured it and resisted it. Perhaps the illness would pass. If it was a common headache and cold, it would be better. Maybe they could get through it. If it was some other illness, they might miss the best time to treat it. This situation was particularly serious in some old people. For example, the old man in front of him. He had a tumor in his head, but he did not go to the hospital for a checkup. You should go to the hospital when you have time. A regular hospital. What? You can't treat it here? It's not suitable for treatment here. Wang Yao could only reply in such a euphemistic way. Young man, tell me the truth. What kind of illness do I have? The old man asked. I can stand it. You'd better go to the hospital as soon as possible for a careful examination. Wang Yao judged that the tumor should be benign and in the early stage. If it was operated on, the possibility of success should be relatively high. For the time being, he had not thought of any suitable medicine to suppress and eliminate it. Perhaps the pear grass, which was used to remove carbuncles, could play a certain role. Okay, thank you. The old man was straightforward and did not continue to ask. The fourth person was an old woman. She looked the worst among the people who came. Her face was yellow, and she had serious dark circles under her eyes. Wang Yao took a look. The old woman was full of problems. Her internal organs were not in harmony. She had a more serious cirrhosis of the liver. This was a dangerous sign. If it continued, it might turn into a tumor. In addition to the first time, she had asthma. As for her headache, it was a small matter. The reason was that her body was weak and the blocked meridians caused the blood supply to the head to be insufficient. Auntie, you have to take care of your body, Wang Yao said. Yes, the old woman replied. Your liver is not good, and there's also a problem with your trachea. The reason for the headache is that your body is too weak and the blood supply to the head is insufficient. How should I treat it? I'll prescribe medicine for you. Is it expensive? It was about 500 yuan. The price that Wang Yao offered was actually very cheap. Well, can it be cheaper? The old woman asked. The price was still a little high for her. Hey, how much money did you bring? Wang Yao said. 300 yuan. I have money here, an old man who came with her said. Yes, if it's not enough, I also have money here. It's more important for her to see a doctor, the old man who came with her said. Okay, can I trouble you to prescribe medicine for her? Okay. There were a total of 5 people. 4 of them were patients. The other was the old man who brought them. He was already well. Wang Yao took a look at him again and found that he had some kidney stones, but the situation was not serious. He did not prescribe medicine for him. He just told him to drink more water. It was already morning when he finished treating the old people. Phew, why did they come in a group? Chapter 333. They got into the car and went back. Hey, you don't say. This young doctor is really capable, said the old man who had treated the patient first. After his massage, my head feels much better, said the old woman. She was the one who felt it the most among the patients. Because of her condition, she felt the immediate effect of Wang Yao's treatment. What do you think? I didn't lie to you, right? These old people were all from the same village. They knew each other and got together to talk about it. The old man surnamed, he had been to Lianshan County before. He had seen Wang Yao at Rinha Clinic and prescribed a course of medicine. After taking it, the effect was very good. His headache was cured. He recommended Wang Yao to his fellow villagers. They discussed it and made an appointment together. They rented a car and went to Lianshan County. Laoli, what are you thinking about? Asked the old man. Hey, Dr. Wang didn't tell me what disease I had. He just asked me to go to the hospital for a checkup. I'm so scared, said the old man. Since he got into the car, or to be exact, since he heard what Wang Yao said, he had been worried. "Let's go to the hospital," said Wang Yao. "Yes, it's easy to have problems when you're old," said the old man. After listening to his fellow villagers, the old man also thought he should go to the hospital. He decided to go there in the afternoon. Tumor. Wang Yao wrote down the word in his notebook. Recently, several people who came to him for treatment have been diagnosed with tumors in their bodies, and most of them were malignant. This disease was a problem all over the world. Wang Yao had an innate advantage. He also had the cheating system. The next step was to solve this problem. As for the medicine, he would start with the licorice root seeds that could be exchanged now. After he returned home for lunch, he rested for a while at home and chatted with his parents. Then, he returned to the clinic. He still had to see a patient in the afternoon. It was Pan Jun's friend. He said on the phone that the treatment was effective. He would come over again to let Wang Yao take a look and ask some questions. In the afternoon, Pan Jun and Chun Wei drove over. Chun Wei was carrying a few beautiful bags in his hand. He originally wanted to make a silk banner for Wang Yao, but he was stopped by Pan Jun. After this short period of contact, Pan Jun had some understanding of Wang Yao's character. He certainly didn't like this kind of thing. "What are you taking things for? Bring them back." Sure enough, seeing Chun Wei bring things over, Wang Yao wasn't happy. He didn't lack these things. If it was just some local specialties, fresh tea leaves, fruits, and the like, he would definitely accept it. He wasn't the kind of person who pretended. However, if you brought so many gifts at once, it was obvious that you spent a lot of money on them. He wouldn't accept them. "I don't mean anything else. I just want to express my gratitude to you," Chun Wei said. He sincerely expressed his gratitude. "It's good that you have the heart. You really don't need it. Bring them back." "Well, Dr. Wang, can you take a look at him first? He feels much better. He wants to ask when he can sleep with you," Pan Jun said. "The medicine I prescribed for you hasn't been used up yet, right?" "Yes, not yet. Come and sit down. I'll take a look at you." Wang Yao gave him a follow-up examination. "Well, the situation is quite good. In fact, the meridians in Chun Wei's waist had recovered very well. This also made Wang Yao realize the effect of his nashi to assist the treatment. "You can sleep with him, but you have to be careful." "Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you," Chun Wei said excitedly. In the end, Wang Yao just symbolically left a box of gifts. He didn't take the rest. Chun Wei sighed as he got into the car. "It's hard to find such a doctor nowadays." "Yes," Pan Jun said. He had medical skills and medical ethics. He was able to endure loneliness. It was rare. Your county hospital can hire him. His medical skills are so good," Chun Wei said. "Hire him? It's impossible. At least it's impossible now." Pan Jun shook his head. "Why? As far as I know, he didn't have a formal medical background at all. In other words, he didn't graduate from a formal medical school. It's not like you don't know the hospitals nowadays. Who would hire a young man with no reputation, let alone a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner?" "That's true." At around 3 p.m., Wang Yao went up the hill. He collected 2 leaves of moonlight grass and decocted a dose of enchantment. This medicine was no longer as simple as boiling the moonlight herb in water. He had added 2 other medicinal herbs. Glossy Ganoderma was used to replenish qi and calm the nerves. Poria was used to strengthen the spleen and calm the heart. This medicine was prepared for Chun Chongfeng's mother. In Lianshan County, in a building somewhere, a woman with a decent appearance was packing at home. "Where are you going?" Chun Wei came back and found his wife packing clothes. The woman didn't speak. She just looked gloomy and unhappy. "Why don't you speak?" Chun Wei was happy. Looking at his face, the woman became angrier and angrier. She couldn't live like this. "I have something good to tell you." "What is it?" The woman squeezed out a few words from between her teeth. Come. What are you doing?" You draw the curtains of the big wooden bed started to creak, and it was a special tune. After a while, the tune stopped. On the comfortable bed, the 2 people seemed to want more. Chun Wei was overjoyed, and so was his wife, but she was a little doubtful. "Honey, you don't have to go back to your parents' home this time, right?" "Yes. Again. Take a rest. There will be plenty of time in the future." the sound of crunching started again. On Nanshan Hill, Wang Yao was reading the catalog of magic herbs. In fact, he had memorized the contents, but recalling and reading were two completely different feelings. He was searching for herbs that could treat tumors. He found a few herbs in the upper grade, but he couldn't get them at his current level. Middle-grade herbs were not available for the time being. He could only look for low-grade herbs. Plowgrass was one of them. Its effect was to cure ulcers. There was also a kind of licorice root called Sijan. Its leaves and fruits could be used as medicine. Its effect was bitter and cold. It could be used to clear heat, detoxify, and get rid of malignant tumors. Coincidentally, there were seeds of Sijan in the system's medicine shop. The price was slightly higher. It required 40 exchange points. Just a little more. Wang Yao opened the system panel and looked at his remaining wealth. I'll clean up the herbs in the medicine field tomorrow. After the sun set, the moon rose above the willow tree. It was already autumn in September. The night was still very cool. In Chun Wei's house, his wife cooked a table of dishes. Her face was glowing. She was very satisfied with her husband's performance today. It could even be said that she was surprised. The previous conflict and anger had been washed away. After all, they had been married for several years. They still had feelings for each other. Therefore, she specially cooked a table of dishes. It's so sumptuous, Chun Wei exclaimed. It's for you. Thank you, master. Chun Wei smiled. Open a bottle of red wine? Wang Yao asked. Yes, don't drink too much. The doctor told me to try to avoid drinking when eating, Chun Wei said. He had to think about Wang Yao's words twice a day. He was afraid that he would forget at any time and waste all his previous efforts. Seeing his wife so happy today, he could not bear to let her down. Forget it. I won't drink. Let's drink. Okay. The young couple happily enjoyed their time together, and their relationship was as good as before. Therefore, doctors had a heavy responsibility. Sometimes they did not just treat a person, but a family. Mutton was a good tonic in autumn. Wang Yao preferred to eat mutton, such as mutton soup. During dinner, Zhang Xiaoying suddenly asked Wang Yao, Do you still remember Jiqing? Yes, I saw him the last time I went to my grandma's house. When he was a child at his grandma's house, he often went up the mountain to play with his brother, who was a few years older than him. His name was Zhang Wenbao. Your aunt was found to have late-stage stomach cancer. If you have nothing to do tomorrow, take me to your grandma's house. I have to see her. When did it happen? Wasn't she hospitalized? It should have been a few days. The situation was very serious. She couldn't stay in the hospital, Zhang Xiaoying said. TSK. Wang Yao was silent for a long time. The last time he met Jiqing, Wang Yao asked him about it. He told Jiqing not to forget to invite him to the wedding. Jiqing should be getting married soon, right? Yes, it's this month. It's August 16th, Zhang Xiaoying said. She still wants to see her son get married. I hope she can hold on. There was a short silence at the dinner table. Wang Yao had an impression of his aunt. He often saw her when he was a child. She was a very capable person. I remember you said her mother also died of cancer, right? Yes, it's also stomach cancer, Zhang Xiaoying said. Fortunately, Jiqing's girlfriend has a conscience. She didn't go back on the marriage when she saw her mother-in-law like this. Okay, I'll drive you there tomorrow. At night, he also used his neishi when he massaged his parents to relax their muscles and bones. However, this time, the amount of neishi he used was very small. He was now working hard to continue to improve his control of neishi and strive to use it on a larger scale for the treatment of patients. Hey, why do I feel a little different tonight? Zhang Xiaoying said. What's different? Your hands are very hot. Do you have any other feelings? Do you feel more comfortable? Well, I do feel more comfortable, Zhang Xiaoying said after thinking carefully. This feeling was like taking a bath while receiving a massage. The effect was definitely better than receiving a massage alone. After Wang Yao went up the mountain in the evening, he walked around Nanshan Hill in the dark. He then returned to his cottage. 48. This was the latest data of the voice spread 100 miles task. There were only 2 people missing. There was such a data because of the group of old people who came in a group. Chapter 334. I should be able to complete it. He only needed 2 more people to complete the task. Wang Yao breathed a sigh of relief. He had been very nervous a few days ago. If it weren't for this group of old people, the task would have been quite difficult. In a rural area in Lin County, 50 miles away. Dad, what's wrong with you? Do you have to go to the hospital? The old man who had been examined by Wang Yao accepted his suggestion. After returning home, he told his children that he was not feeling well and wanted to go to the hospital the next day. His children were filial. After hearing this, they went back to their hometown at night. Head, okay, I'll take you to the county hospital tomorrow, one of his sons said directly. Yes, let's go and have a look. His children all lived in the county, and they all had a good life. They wanted the old man to live in the city several times. They were worried about him in the countryside alone. However, the old man felt that he was not used to living in a building after several times. It was more comfortable to live in his own house. He was unwilling to go. Once he was sick, his children were very nervous. Okay, the old man said after taking a puff of the cigarette. This matter was settled just like that. Of course, the old man didn't say anything about going to Lin County for treatment. He was afraid that his children would be worried. In the morning, Wang Yao practiced boxing on the top of the mountain. Then, he took care of the herbal field. Then, he went down the mountain. After having some food at home, he drove his mother to his grandmother's house. Let's buy something in town, Mom. Yes, we have to buy something. They bought some things in the supermarket in town. Some food was for his grandparents. Some supplements were for Wang Yao's aunt who had cancer. The journey was not very long. They arrived at Wang Yao's grandmother's house before 9 a.m. The 2 old people were in good health. They looked good. Wang Yao checked their bodies. There was no big problem. Grandma, Grandpa, you are in good health. Yes, we feel much better recently. Let's go to Jiqing's house later, Zhang Xiuying said. Well, we should go and have a look, Wang Yao's grandfather said. Their relationship was quite close. Wang Yao's mother and Zhang Wenbao's father had the same grandfather. Visiting them was also considered a form of family contact. All right, let's go first. They took their things and went out. Zhang Wenbao's house was in the north of the village. It was a newly built 4-room tile-roofed house. In less than 2 years, their family's conditions had just improved. Their daughter had found a husband, and their son was about to get married. Who would have thought that such a thing would happen? When Wang Yao and his mother rushed over, the whole family was at home. The sick woman was lying on the Kong bed. She looked like a bag of bones and was covered with a thin blanket. She was very thin, but her belly was big. Her face was sallow and her eyes were lifeless. Her breathing was very weak. When she saw them coming, she said a few words, but her voice was as soft as a mosquito. Second uncle, aunt. Wang Yao greeted them. Take a seat. Wang Yao's uncle was busy serving tea and counting. Brother, don't bother. We'll leave soon. The light in the room was still very bright. Wang Yao did not go closer. However, at such a close distance, he could already see very clearly. Her breathing was very weak. She was terminally ill. She was like a lamp that had run out of oil. That's right. This was Aunt's condition. She was still alive because of her belief. She wanted to see her son get married. As the saying went, she relied on one breath. As for how long she could hold on, it depended on her willpower. The atmosphere in the room was very depressing. After all, in such a situation, the whole family's mood could not be good. Wang Yao and his mother did not stay in the room for long. They said goodbye and left. Sigh, such a good family. Zhang Xiuying sighed. She should be at the age of holding grandchildren. Hey, you have to hurry up. When will Tong Wei come back? Didn't she say she would be gone for a month? It's been almost 2 months. Zhang Xiuying suddenly changed the topic. She's coming back soon. Wang Yao was stunned. After she comes back, ask her to come to our house for a meal. Okay. On the way back, Wang Yao was also in a daze. He was thinking about the condition of his second aunt who was lying on the Kong. If he treated her, would he be able to prolong her life? Not to mention anything else, just the prolongation pill in his possession could have this effect. Not to mention that pill, even the 9 herbs pill might have some effect. However, In her current situation, living for one more day was actually suffering for one more day. What are you thinking about? Zhang Xiaoying saw that her son had been lowering his head and pondering after coming out of the house. It seemed that he was very worried. Nothing. I'm thinking about my aunt's illness. Can you cure her? I can try. I can only prolong her life. I can't cure her with my current ability, Wang Yao said. Prolong her life? How? The pill I gave you and my dad can do it. No, the 9 herbs pill can also do it. Quickly go back and give it to her. Okay, you stay here. I'll go back and give it to them. Wang Yao turned around and went back to his aunt's house. Yao, what's the matter? As soon as he entered the house, he saw his uncle coming out of the house. Uncle, I brought you a few pills. Maybe it will work. I forgot to bring them just now. Here you are. Wang Yao gave him 3 9 herbs pills in a small plastic bottle. What kind of medicine is this? The middle-aged man was stunned. It's a combination of 9 herbs. You could try it when your aunt can't help but feel uncomfortable. Okay, thank you. The middle-aged man hurriedly listened. In the current situation, he didn't care whether the medicine was useful or whether it had side effects. He was willing to try it. Anyway, his wife didn't have long to live. In order to treat her, he had used a lot of folk remedies. He had tried all kinds of poisons, such as scorpions, centipedes, and toads. He had tried to fight poison with poison, not to mention these 3 small pills. I'll go first. Okay. Wang Yao had lunch at his grandmother's house. How is Jiqing's mother? It looks like she won't make it, Zhang Xiaoying said. I don't know if she can make it until Jiqing's wedding. Wang Yao's grandfather lit a cigarette while eating. This disease might be hereditary. In the People's Hospital of Zhu County, what? Tumor? The children who accompanied the old man to see the doctor were stunned when they heard the test results. Doctor, are you sure you didn't see wrongly? Yes, I'm sure. You can go to a big hospital to have a look. They were stunned for a while. Listen, don't say anything to Dad when you go out. The eldest brother calmed down first and said, Okay. After seeing his children come out, the old man hurriedly went forward and asked, How is it? When the doctor asked his children to go in, he didn't feel good. He kept feeling that something was wrong. Are you okay? The doctor said you might have a blood clot in your brain, but he's not sure. He suggested we go to a big hospital to have a look. Let's go to the hospital in the provincial capital immediately. Yes, to the provincial capital. Hey, why go to the provincial capital for a blood clot? The old man asked. That can't be done. The doctor said the situation might become serious. We have to go immediately. The children made up an excuse and coaxed the old man. Finally, the old man agreed to go to the provincial capital immediately. Hey, that doctor is really something, the old man whispered in the car. What doctor? The younger daughter next to him asked. Oh, before you came, I went to the neighboring county with several other old people in the village to find a doctor. He is very good at treating headaches. After he checked me, he asked me to go to a big hospital for a formal examination, but he didn't say what the disease was, the old man said. The doctor asked you to go to a big hospital for a checkup? The children looked at each other. Obviously, the doctor also saw the problem in their father's head, but he didn't tell the old man directly. He was afraid the old man couldn't accept it. Dad, why didn't you tell me this earlier? What about the radiographic films he took for you? He didn't take any radiographic films. He took my pulse. Pulse? Chinese medicine? Yes. It took more than 4 hours to drive from Zhu County to the provincial capital. When they arrived in the afternoon, it was the working hours of the hospital in the provincial capital. Zhu County was the best hospital in the province. It gathered first-class specialists in the province. Therefore, many patients came to see the specialist. It was even more difficult to arrange a specialist appointment. They also made an appointment with a specialist, but it would be the next day. Dad, why do we have to stay here tonight? Fine. Zhu City was close to Lianshan County, but it was more than twice the size of Lianshan County. In a villa somewhere. Mom, how do you feel after taking the medicine? Well, I feel good. My body is warm, and I feel energetic. I also like to eat. I also feel better when I sleep at night, the old woman said. It seems that Dr. Wang is quite capable, Chun Chongfeng said. Yes, I wonder how he's doing with the other medicine. In Lianshan, Wang Yao and his mother went back to the clinic. On the way back, he had some ideas. Now, he needed to write them down. After writing them down, he went to Nanshan Hill again. He found a few herbs that he had prepared: moonlight grass, glossy ganoderma, poria cocos, and licorice. There were only 4 herbs. He wanted to make enchantment. There was a cool breeze in the spirit battle array. The firewood crackled. The ancient spring water boiled in the pot. It was steaming. The herbs were added in order. He only needed to wait for the efficacy of the herbs to be absorbed into the water. The moonlight grass was added last. It almost melted when it came into contact with the water. It dyed the pot of medicine into a beautiful green color, like melted jade. It's done. The medicine was decocted. How much experience and how much knowledge did he have? After putting the medicine into the pot, he went out of the cottage and began to tidy up the ordinary herbs in the herbal field. He dug out the mature herbs and processed them. He was going to exchange them through the system's pharmacy. Chapter 335. He was busy in the field and didn't stop until the evening. I don't think there's much left. After packing up, he went down Nanshan Hill. At the foot of the hill, his parents had already prepared dinner and were waiting for him. During dinner, they talked about Zhang Wenbao's family again. If he gets married, we have to go. Yes. Wang Fenghua simply said one word. Sigh. People shouldn't get sick no matter what they have. Everyone thought so, but no one would not get sick in this life unless they were immortals. It was best to prevent diseases before they happened. Secondly, it was best to eliminate them in the bud. Thirdly, it was best to treat them in the early stage. In fact, most of the treatment in the hospital was in the middle and late stage. That was to say, people generally went to the hospital when they couldn't bear the pain of the disease. This was a bad habit. After giving his parents a massage, Wang Yao went up Nanshan Hill alone. He didn't simply take care of the herbal field, read books, and sleep on Nanshan Hill. He was practicing. On Nanshan Hill, he could breathe different air at all times. He didn't have to sit cross-legged to practice qi. Why did the people who achieved Taoism in the novels all live in the deep mountains and old forests and famous mountains? It was because there was abundant spirit qi and silence. No one would disturb them, and they could calm down. On Nanshan Hill, the spirit gathering battle array had barely met these 2 requirements. Previously, he had an idea, which was to contract the nearby mountains and then carefully arrange a large spirit gathering array for his parents to live in. This was also very good for their health. However, he had once revealed this idea and asked for his parents' opinion without leaving a trace. The 2 elders still liked to live in the village. They were surrounded by neighbors, and they could visit each other and chat about their family affairs. It was quite good. Therefore, he gave up the idea. This mountain village? He stood at the south end of the village. The construction of the entire village was according to the terrain. The east and west sides were the territory. The terrain was high. The village was in the middle. The north-south direction was also gradually rising from north to south. Standing at the south end of the village, he could basically see more than half of the village. The whole mountain village? Wang Yao suddenly had a bold idea. It could be a feng shui grand array. In fact, in some places in the country, some villages existed, especially in some ancient villages that have been around for hundreds or thousands of years. The construction and layout of the village were very particular. Why did some ancient villages in the south often produce some high-ranking officials and dignitaries? A village in ancient times could produce several jinshi. No one dared to say that this had nothing to do with feng shui. There was a reason for this saying to be reversed. A treasured land could nurture a talented person. Of course, this was just a thought. After all, this was an entire mountain village with hundreds of families. The villagers were particularly superstitious. If he was not careful, he did not know what kind of trouble would occur. It was the beginning of autumn. At night, the temperature was around 20 degrees Celsius. The mountain breeze was a little cold. However, Wang Yao didn't mind at all when the time came. With his current cultivation, He was absolutely capable of living up to the words impervious to cold and heat. The night was windy. The next morning, the sky was slightly gloomy. It was raining. Wang Yao exchanged the medicinal herbs that he had collected the day before and got a bag of seeds of Xijan. There were also 10 seeds. They were not big, like gray pits. This licorice root preferred yin and did not like yang. It was somewhat similar to ginseng. He chose to plant it under a bush and watered it with ancient spring water. During the process of planting, Sanxian had been by his side all the time. This is very important. Watch it carefully. Woof, Sanxian responded. After he was done, about 9:30 p.m., he went down the mountain. He had an appointment with another person, Sun Changfeng. He came to pick up the medicine and Shenzhen. The medicine was very expensive. Wang Yao told him the price. He only hesitated for a moment before agreeing. His reaction was very similar to Tian Yuantu's at the beginning. After he went down the mountain, he found that Sun Changfeng had been waiting outside the door. "Hello, Dr. Wang," Sun Changfeng said. "Hello, you came early." "I just arrived," Sun Changfeng said with a smile. In fact, he had been waiting for nearly 20 minutes. He opened the door and entered the clinic. "Wait a minute." Wang Yao turned around and went out. When he came back, a bottle of medicine appeared in his hand. "And Shenzhen, is this medicine so magical?" Sun Changfeng said in his heart. After all, the price was as high as 150,000 yuan. Originally, Wang Yao thought that this decoction would not be so expensive since there was a certain gap between it and the prescription provided by the system. However, after asking, the system gave him the answer that this decoction had not yet been formulated based on the prescription provided by the system. Moreover, the king of the decoction was the moonlight herb. The system had already set the price, but the price was slightly lower. It was a disguised reward for Wang Yao. "Thank you, Dr. Wang." After paying, Wang Yao received the prompt of a transfer of money. He got up and left. He took the medicine with him. The clinic was here. If it was useless, he would definitely come to find him. After all, his money did not come from the wind, nor was it tap water that would flow out when he turned on the tap. After seeing Sun Changfeng off, Wang Yao cleaned up the clinic. Since there were frequent visitors, he washed some of the sofas and cushions and hung them in the yard to dry. In G City, in the provincial hospital, Old Man Li and his family, who came from Zhu County, finally got to see the expert. "Let's go for a checkup first." The specialist looked at the checkup he had done in the hospital in Zhu County. "Okay." After a few main examinations, the specialist was about to get off work. "There is a tumor in the brain, but it is benign. I suggest surgery for it," the specialist said. "Benign?" "Yes." "Phew." After hearing the diagnosis, the family was relieved. They asked the doctor some other questions before leaving. "How is it?" The old man waiting outside had noticed that there was something wrong. No matter how he looked at it, it was not as simple as a blood clot. "Dad, to tell you the truth, you have a tumor in your head." The children discussed and decided to tell the old man the truth. After all, it was going to be surgery. The old man would know sooner or later. "Tumor." The old man only felt his vision go black. He staggered and almost fell. Fortunately, his daughter supported him. "Dad." The children hurried forward. "Don't worry. I haven't finished yet. It's a tumor. There's no cure, right?" The old man's face was gloomy. In the eyes of the old man, a tumor was cancer and death. "Dad, the doctor just said that it is benign. It can be completely cured with surgery." "What? It can be cured?" "Yes." "That's good. That's good. You don't worry. We'll stay here first and make an appointment for surgery." "What about the chores at home?" "Hey, look at the situation now. You still can't let go of those chores." They arranged for their father to be hospitalized in the provincial hospital. It was a busy day. It's so tiring to see a doctor now, isn't it? That's why people with the means are willing to live in the big cities. In addition to leaving some people to accompany their father in the hospital, the few people who came with him found a restaurant to eat. The busy day made them feel that it was not easy to seek medical treatment in other places. This was also the reason why many people were willing to go to the big cities. They considered education, medical treatment, infrastructure, and so on A first-tier city had an absolute advantage. Where did Dad go to see a doctor before going to Zhu County? That doctor has some skills. I didn't ask. Fortunately, I came in time. Just now, the doctor said that the tumor may worsen if it is not treated in time. In the county town of Zhu County, Mom, how do you feel? It's pretty good. I fell asleep after drinking a small cup in the afternoon. Not to mention, my head hasn't hurt until now, the old woman said in surprise. After Sun Chongfeng got the medicine from Wang Yao, he went home immediately. Then, he gave his mother a small cup of the medicine, which immediately worked. Is it really so effective? It's very magical, the old woman said. Drink a small cup in the evening. Okay. Seeing the happy look on his mother's face, Sun Chongfeng thought, this Dr. Wang is amazing. The money was well spent. Ding. Task. Name of the pharmacist, spread the word in 100 miles. Become famous in 100 miles within a month. Completed. The reward is unlocked. Task. Name of the pharmacist, 2, spread the word in 1,000 miles. Become famous in 1,000 miles within 2 months. Task reward. A bag of licorice root seeds. Follow-up task unlocked. Punishment for failure. Any 2 attributes reduced by half. 1,000 miles? After hearing the task, Wang Yao was stunned. How many people were there this time? 100. Sigh. He sighed. The task of spreading the word in 100 miles was already so difficult. This time it was not only spreading the word in 1,000 miles, but the number of people was doubled. Wang Yao increasingly felt that the system was making things difficult for him. The difficulty of completing this task was not ordinary. Right, there was still a reward. The reward for completing this task was a bag of seeds. Changyang. Heart pores. Nourish the 5 internal organs. Open the 9 orifices. The few simple words fully showed the extraordinariness of this licorice root. It was a medium-grade licorice root. There were the same 10 seeds. However, the growth conditions of Changyang were a bit special. It needed to grow by the water. Fortunately, Wang Yao had a pool here. He chose a suitable place by the pool and planted the seeds. The next task is to spread the word in 1,000 miles. After this, will it be 10,000 miles? Then I will have to go abroad, 1,000 miles away. Based on the people Wang Yao knew now, the only people who could meet the requirements were the Guo family in Beijing, the Su family, and the Zhou family in Sangzhou. Other than them, there was no one else. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.